Welcome to Night Views. This is the Sunday and only edition of the show. You already know when we doing Night Views, sports, all sports, whatever is popular. I'm still Abdul, joined by C-Los. What's good tonight, man?
What's up, man? Man, Josh Allen is human. He is human.
He's a man. He can bleed like a man.
Yeah.
He's not a machine. For you Rocky fans out there. But hey, as always, every Sunday, it's been a pretty action-packed Sunday of NFL. A lot of different stories. I'm a little happier this Sunday, for reasons. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to play it too biased, but gotta root for my boys when they looking good. So plenty to talk about. And if people don't realize it, first off, Night Views, we on the Night Views podcast channel. Search Night Views Pod on YouTube. We want to grow that as our live channel, so definitely check that out. And then I do some clips and other stuff from Night Views and other original content on Still Abdul Sports. So if you're on YouTube, go to that link as well. Check out Carlos' channel, Real Talk Productions, as well. We got him on YouTube, on X, Twitter as well. So we everywhere, man. We everywhere. The NFL is just getting started, and this show is really just getting started as well. And I think Sundays has been a really good day for this platform, for these shows. You know what I'm saying?
I just really love the smoothness of us coming in at the tail end of the Sunday night game. And it just makes it so like engaged. We have people in the chat, talking with us about it and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun, man.
Yeah, good stuff for sure. So we are everywhere. We got Israel in the chat. You'll probably like this edition a little more than the past couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? So it's all good. And so this is a Sunday post-game show, so we want to get right into actually the NFL talk. We're at the fourth quarter of the Bills at Ravens. It is a true butt kick. And did they pull Josh Allen? We're gonna pull up the box score on this because and then we're gonna do our recap of Week 4 NFL so far. We still got the Monday games. We got our picks that we're gonna bring to the public. I'm actually liking how we're doing our picks, and then we're gonna look ahead to Monday night, Thursday night. College Heisman watch. And then we got a WNBA playoffs. Like I said, Night Views, we talk about everything. And then NBA pulled off a blockbuster trade.
It's crazy, man. We're getting into that NBA craziness now,
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. When NBA mixes into this, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, man. It's exciting. Now, I gotta say though, I had a lot of fun doing a reaction to your power rankings this week. I feel like it was very cool. It was like very engaging and stuff. I'm starting to do tweets a lot more now, so it's like I was about to do a gaming session, so I was able to record that and then also jump right into the game. So it was pretty cool, man. It was dope.
Yeah, new edition. If people are checking my platform, Tuesday power rankings. It's definitely some shuffling.
Yeah.
I kind of have a new tier. If y'all saw my previous power rankings, you probably have an idea. I have like a new tier because there's certain teams I don't even want to spend too much time on. I'm just gonna group y'all into like your own tier because I don't take y'all too seriously. We'll talk about that Tuesday, but definitely I have a lot of fun with that, with the panic and non-panic. I do have a lot of fun with that. So, but let's get into like I said, we talk football. That's professional college basketball, professional college, women's as well. So we're gonna talk about it all. This is our a football segment we want to jump into right now. I don't trust the Jazz. It turns down so we can talk about this. But we are right now with the Bills at Ravens. Like I said, this is a butt kicking. This ain't really much to talk about to lead off week 4. But it's 35-10 Ravens. They pulled Josh Allen. They threw the white flag, I should say.
And Lamar, they pulled Lamar as well. Right
so
now.
Yeah, this both coaches are like, okay, it's a wrap, right?
Yeah,
Trubisky's in the game.
Oh,
but
brother,
this is what I want to say. These are two teams that should be, considered. I mean, they were preseason contenders. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of shaped out to be, like I said, a butt whooping. I mean, the Ravens are taking care of business. Now, Josh Allen's numbers, because I've been really high on Josh Allen for the first 3 weeks. 16 of 29, 180, no touchdowns, turnover as well. It's not marked in there. James Cook's been stifled on the running game as well. And this is kind of where you're like, Bills, do you have like your go-to weapon? I think the tight end, Dalton Kincaid, is getting most of the targets, but this is where you kind of could have used a Stephon Diggs. But Silos, the Bills side of this? This is a butt kicking. Hey, this happens, when top teams meet. But what do you think?
I honestly think that this was just a regroup moment for the Bills. I feel like you know how you have your tiers, and definitely they're not in a panic mode right now. I think they just need to regroup and reorganize certain things because they don't have that go to. You can't always rely on Josh Allen is going to just run through everybody like that. You don't want your quarterback to be known for doing that because even though he can do it and he might most likely will do it every now and then, you don't want him to because just like today he almost got injured. And I feel like that was one of the big reasons why he was the first quarterback to get pulled, not only because of the blowout, but just to save him, from being injured. So I just think they need to regroup. They do have a decent team, not no big names, that a lot of these other teams have, especially like losing Diggs. But I feel like they're kind of in that mode right now to where when Mahomes lost Hill, he kind of had to figure out who he can really throw to. And then that's when you saw that connection with Kelsey started happening a lot more. And then, Worthy, and you have all these other weapons now, with Rice, where I feel like I think Allen just needs to regroup and get his guys in and just have him locked back in.
Take the L, you know what I'm saying? Ravens, they were desperate last week. And then the Ravens came in here and said, we're not going to give you a chance in the second half like we've been doing all season to teams, right? And so good for the Ravens. I mean, this is the perfect style for Lamar Jackson to play, as you kind of said before, with the running game. But real quick, on the Bills side of this, next up they got the Texans and the Jets. The Bills are right there. The Bills are right there, and that's going to be a really good game against the Texans next week. I'm actually really looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
Because you can gauge these teams. And then the Jets, I'm not taking the Jets seriously anymore this season. I'm just going to say that right now before we talk about the game today. So Bills are okay. I think the Bills are okay. But on the Ravens side, they need this win more than the Bills did, really.
100%.
Obviously, you want to win all the games. I get that. But just realistically speaking, the Ravens needed to win this game.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson, 156 for 2 touchdowns. Pretty efficient. Lamar has an arm when he's like locked in. He is pretty accurate when he's locked in. This is about Derrick Henry, 200 yards rushing, basically 8 yards per carry, a long touchdown. I think he had a catching touchdown. I think catching touchdown as well. On the receiving end, they're using Justice Hill, the second-year back, speedy guy. You got that thunder and lightning thing on the backfield with them as well. What do you think of Lamar Jackson? Because I've been pretty critical of Lamar Jackson in these big games.
Yeah.
And this is a marquee game. And hey, props where it's due. He showed up tonight, right?
Yeah. And it all goes back to what we've been saying is when you have this team is set to have them run you to the ground and then to give that open space. So as we saw these last 2 weeks, actually, it happened last week as well, because we got to see Henry go out there. So when you have Henry and you see that Lamar and the offensive scheme, I guess we want to call it, is starting to learn how to play with a guy like Henry and Hill together, to where now when these guys are running through teams, now you have Lamar stepping back, taking his time, and you seeing him throwing that cannon, that
Mhm.
he's more confident in the throw now. It's not like a last resort. So
Right.
he's more confident. He wants to get that ball out there, and he wants to feed his guys. That's one of the best things I saw today watching this game, was that how eager he was to make sure everyone touched that ball.
Yeah.
And seeing Henry just on an island, like I didn't. I, like seeing him with the Titans, we always knew, yeah, this guy's a monster.
Yeah.
He's humongous. But like just seeing him against Lamar Jackson running the ball, you're just like, dude, this guy is a beast. So
The great thing about their offense, and this we said before the season started, I was like, yo, this is dangerous. Lamar and Derrick Henry in the
yeah,
backfield, because the defense, they have to, like, you have a half a second that they have to wait and see who's going to get the ball. Because
yeah,
if it's Derrick Henry, everyone's reacting to Lamar. Oh, Lamar's going to fake it and then
yep,
run. If he lets Derrick Henry have it, he has that half a second to just explode.
yep,
And we saw that the first play of the game for the Ravens, he went for an 80-plus yard touchdown, because you're like, oh, is Lamar keeping it? You have to, like, account for both of them every
yep.
single play. And you have been very vocal saying, why haven't they leaned into that more the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, and I think what it was is trying to not only rely on Henry, but also how I really think Hill was a big addition to this scheme working very well, because now they learned that Henry doesn't have to be the number one running back every time. There could be plays where Hill runs it, or Hill could just flat out jump out and roll out to as a receiver. So then you're keeping them guessing, but then it's like you said, you have those two running like crazy, and then all of a sudden Lamar's like, oh, I got an open lane now. And props to their linemen. Their linemen made, like, it looked like tunnels. Like you were going down a bridge and there was nobody around them, covering for these guys. It was awesome to see, man.
You know what I like, and maybe a lot of people ain't going to agree with this take, but these running quarterbacks, they're like, okay, because you remember, okay, if we all are old enough to remember, Michael Vick, when he came into the league, and he was just raw, talent that we've never seen before at the quarterback position. And everyone was like, he kind of runs too much and gets, takes hits. And then RG3 comes in. That was like the next kind of evolution. RG3 comes in, who was actually a better passer than Michael Vick, if people want to look at the tape on that. And he took over the league, but again, he was taking too many shots. And then it's almost like these running quarterbacks was like, let's shy away from running so much. But then this season, you got Lamar, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels. Like, these guys are like,
Beast.
you know what? If since I'm a weapon, I'm going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Bo Nix from the Broncos. It's like these quarterbacks, like, you know what? We all are not Tom Brady. We're not going to play for 20 years.
Yeah.
I am dangerous with my legs, and I'm going to use it, right? And that's what Lamar is doing. And at first, I was like, you got to be smart with it. That's the difference, though. Yeah. RG3 wasn't smart with it. I wouldn't say Andrew Luck was a running quarterback, but he just had a terrible line. He was getting lit up. But
and his arm, he wasn't as accurate as a lot of these other.
Yeah, Michael Vick wasn't smart. We know early in his career he wasn't smart with it. He was smart on the back end, but then he lost a little bit of his speed.
He started he relied a lot on his athleticism out there at first.
And then he smartened up after prison, but he kind of lost a step, just a little half a second step. But he still was dangerous, with the Eagles then. But the point is now, like Kyler Murray, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, like they're being selective and they're running the ball. I've seen an uptick on running quarterbacks now where they're like, hey, this is a weapon. We're just going to use it.
So with that, what I think needs to happen, because a lot of who's played football in the past or have seen football for a big part of your life, the quarterbacks, their paddings are a lot smaller compared to running backs, compared to linemen. Mm-hmm. I feel like this season alone has proven that maybe we should start protecting the quarterback, not only with their helmets, obviously, but with their paddings. Like they need a little bit bigger shoulders, shoulder pads and padding around, in the body, just because of how much these quarterbacks are starting to run without the ball, And with that, I mean, like, even I'm gonna throw Tua out there. I mean, imagine if he had more of a protection around him. I mean, what happened to Tua was going to happen because it's just, it was inevitable.
Well, it's about being smart. That's my point right there.
Exactly.
Being smart when you run.
Right.
Yeah.
So like with that, so I feel like this is going to change the way you prep these quarterbacks now, even in college and maybe starting from high school, because you're going to see the prowess of, you're going to give a lot of these other quarterbacks more opportunities now, or players more opportunities to be a quarterback. Athletes.
Yeah. And this is going to be it's going to be a delayed transition. The point you just made right there, giving athletic quarterbacks more of a chance from college.
Yeah.
I got to kind of eat a little crow about a college quarterback I've been talking a lot of junk about. Because man showed up and showed out. We're going to talk about that later when the Heisman watch.
All right.
If you've been watching our episodes, y'all know who I got to be like, hey, he did his thing, right? So, but Ravens got this, right? It's final, 35-10, Ravens over Bills. Again, Bills, hey, it's a long season. It's 18 weeks now, right? And you're going to take a couple of L's. No one's going to go undefeated. It's so much parity in the league right now. Bills, you went on the road, you got whooped. Show back up against the Texans, because I expect you to win that game actually.
I agree with that. One thing with the Texans is they've shown that when their back's against the wall, they don't know how to regroup and move things around. Like, they get very stationary after a while. So I would like to see this matchup with the Bills, because this is where that Houston team needs to realize, okay, we need to. Sometimes you have to fix things on the fly. You can't just regroup after the game and have a new system. You have to keep changing things. So this game right here.
I expect the Bills, like I said, to bounce back, and we'll talk about them more, in coming weeks. So let's flash back real quick. We're going through our NFL Week 4 recap so far. So we got the Monday games, 2 Monday games coming up. Your team and some other teams playing tomorrow night. But Thursday, Dallas Cowboys, and we'll go to our picks in the later on here.
Yeah,
I'm liking how both of us, we have a different way of looking at these games, and I'm actually liking the conclusions we're making so far. 4 weeks into this season, but Cowboys handled their business, right? They kind of normally do that against the Giants, 20-15. Yes, it was an ugly game. People got hurt. Michael Parsons got hurt. A lot of people got hurt in that game. Malik Neighbors got a concussion. Yeah. But everything I expected to happen happened. Malik Neighbors gets like 15 targets. Again, you have this guy on your fantasy team. This man gets the ball, right? Yep. And so that's cool to see. But there's nothing else on the Giants that really scares people. Daniel Jones is an average or below average quarterback. Cowboys, Dak, Carlos, takes care of business. 22 of 27, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. Average running game. They did what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, the most important thing was that right there, where it says interceptions, where it says 0. That was very important for Dak this game.
Yeah, no turnovers.
But if I'm being frank with you, like with this, watching this game, as abysmal as it was watching it, there was some key moments, that I had fun watching. I really think the Giants lost this game more than the Cowboys won it, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
I feel like, because honestly, I don't know why Daniels gets the hate that he gets, to be honest with you, because I feel like he played a decent game against Dallas. It's just either the receivers weren't catching
more
the ball.
Weapons.
Yeah, the receivers were literally the ball was in their hands, and they're just like either handing it off to the defense or just dropping it. And I'm just like what else do you want from this quarterback? And so that's my thought.
Yeah, I agree with your Daniel Jones perception. Shout out to my homie Jules. I know she's gonna have a lot of things to say about her Giants, and I've been teasing Giants fans about Daniel Jones for a couple years now. But I mean, is he the worst quarterback? You're paying him $40 million. I think you're getting $40 million, like, of this market value. You're getting a $40 million because that makes 60.
Yeah,
per year. When I say the numbers, is per year. So comparably,
Yeah.
Dak getting 60, Daniel Jones 40. I'm okay with Daniel Jones as a $40 million quarterback, actually. I'm not mad about that. Malik Neighbors is a weapon. Give him the ball more. That'd be cool if you do that.
That was
Wandale
nice
Robinson.
to see. Every possession, almost like Daniels was just throwing it. Neighbors would have like 5 people on him, and it's like, we need to give somebody the ball. I'm giving it to
You're getting the
Neighbors
ball.
right now.
15 targets to Malik Neighbors, 14 targets to Wandale Robinson, who's not a bad number 2 or 3 receiver. You got Slayton as well, but it's like after that's a huge drop off. No running game.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary is boom or bust type of guy. Like you catch him on a good week. That's why I said, yo, why wouldn't you just pay Saquon 20 mil wherever he's getting?
Do you imagine
keep him on this team
with the Giants? Yeah.
That's another weapon.
Yep.
So it's like, what do I blame GM management, if you want to evaluate Daniel Jones, you got to give him weapons. You're not paying him top market value. So, why wouldn't you keep Saquon Barkley? But I digress on that point. But the point is that right now, what they have is this is a below average offensive team. Daniel Jones is a serviceable quarterback. CeeLos. That's what I really get from this.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. And
yeah. So, like I said, Cowboys did their thing. They're still the same old Cowboys. More about them on the Power Rankings show this Tuesday. Now, going forward, this is kind of a tease to what I'm gonna do in my Power Rankings. I really don't care about any NFC South team anymore. Saints, Falcons, Bucks, especially Bucks. Like, my goodness, Baker Mayfield thinks he's really MVP or something out here. Like, any NFC South team, I don't respect you. I'm just gonna say it.
Do you have that clip of Tom Brady roasting?
I don't. I did hear about that though. Yeah, I did hear about that.
Ridiculous.
Actually, it actually may be worth pulling up right now just to kind of fit my my point on that. Is it in one of our chats?
Yeah, it is. As a matter of fact, I'll try and get
it's in the sports chat.
Yeah, I believe it's in the sports chat.
Let's see. I saw someone post it.
I posted it. Yeah, I'll send it to you directly.
Okay, yeah, that'd probably be easier. And then I'll pull it up. Send it to my sports.
Yeah, I just did it right now.
Let's see.
This was a good game. I didn't expect it to be this good. The Bears and Rams. It was interesting. I was expecting the Rams to come out.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Let's pull up the clip we're talking about here. Because again, NFC South, I'm just saying, I'm trying to set a trend going forward when I talk about these teams. NFC South, they're the epitome of like mid. All these teams, or below mid, like the Carolina Panthers, who have gotten a little better with a new quarterback, but they're still mid. Okay, but let's this clip says here, Tom Brady just cooked Baker harder than he used to cook the AFC. I haven't heard this clip yet, so this is my real reaction here. Let's let it roll.
Is it playing?
Oh, dang. Dang.
Yeah. I don't know if we can hear it. I think you can.
Can you hear it?
No, I can't.
You can't hear it?
Yeah. It says no audio in the chat. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me reshare this with audio. Oh, my goodness.
Y'all in the chat need to hear that
because this man.
And then the cool collective Brady afterwards.
That's the Brady we want when we're talking about analysis. Like, because you got Tony Romo, you got these other guys in the booth, and they're like, but then you got the GOAT up there. I mean, again, I think all of our generation and before us, we know Tom Brady was the best that ever did it so far.
Yeah.
He surpassed everyone before him, and so in the booth, I want to hear him be like, "Yo, like."
I'm that guy.
You know
I'm that guy.
And this is kind of what it sounds. All right, so let me make sure I got the audio on this time. Actually, hold on, I gotta stop the screen. and then reshare it. I don't trust the Jags. Not that one, no. not them. But that's true. What I just said on that. But
I don't trust the Jags. Yeah, that's a good one.
I have to clip that. I'm gonna clip that. Like that's a good clip actually right there.
Oh,
all right,
man.
let's share this with audio. Tom Brady cooks a Baker.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't think it's showing itself.
Oh, it's not up again?
It's not there.
See, that's why you're here, man.
I got you, bro.
Was you hearing it? You just wasn't.
No, like we didn't see it at all. No, we didn't. I didn't hear anything.
You wasn't hearing or okay, dang.
Yeah. It could be when you share it. I think you got to move that little thing over that says a share audio.
It's on the screen now.
Okay, yeah, it's on there.
Yeah. I know how to work StreamYard, but
hey, my bad.
He said, so what you do, you press the share button, then you click. That's why Cole's there, y'all. We need another person to kind of watch my back here. All right. Now let's just roll. Third take. Let's go.
Our guy here.
There it is. Hey, we're good. So just letting you know, we're good now.
Football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth, so I understand where he's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No. Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Yeah, as you were saying, go ahead. That's you feel like I feel like there's more in there to say.
Look at him. There's a way to approach this game.
Yeah.
And it's with the right mindset and try to push each other outside of our comfort zone. And great teammates do that. You come in, I have someone like Gronkowski, I have someone like Evans. There's high expectations for us. We got to make sure we go out there and deliver.
The competitive juice is still flowing.
Still in there. I love no apologies.
Love it. Hey,
and
that's Tom Brady.
What's big is what he said after. It's like that competitiveness is always there, and it's not going anywhere. So it's like, be ready for this, like for his commentating career. Like he's gonna treat everyone how he treated everyone on that field.
I love that so much because it's like Baker Mayfield was walking into the locker room right after Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And so Brady's like, no, you got some guys on that team right now I won a Super Bowl with, bro.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about having fun. I'll tell you that. It was about winning and executing. So if you want to have fun and get whooped by the Broncos and all
go to Disney World.
Eagles, go to Disney World, and then then you're gonna, you're in the NFC South. So what Brady realized, and he did this with the Patriots, which I respected his approach. He used to be in the same division as the Colts. This is back in the day, and they realigned the division. So the Patriots is about win your division first, and then you match up with everyone else. The Bucks, NFC South, I don't know what the goal is in this division.
Yeah,
watching these teams right now, it's like you want to just have fun, I guess, is what Baker is saying.
Yeah. And to be honest, I would trust all the other teams before trusting the Bucks in that division, because you have games like this where they look like they're the next team, to run the league, and then you have games like last week where they couldn't even catch a football. They were playing football with a baseball. Like that's what it looked like last week. Like, what are we doing?
And in fact, we'll go because that's one of the games I was actually going to highlight, and then we'll come back to my Bears. The Bucks over Eagles. This game told me a few things.
Yeah.
First off, NFC South again. I don't trust any of these teams. I just don't. I just don't. They're gonna show up, then they will not show up. I saw more about the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. We keep coming back to this conversation about Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Carlos, and what I'm leaning on now is that, and this isn't like a groundbreaking thing I'm about to say, but Jalen Hurts is not elite.
No,
Carlos.
Yeah,
he's not elite. That's what I've concluded.
He's the originator of the system quarterback. he works on the Eagles, but it only works to a certain level, if that makes any sense.
Kind of cater and coach him up. Yeah.
So, but the best thing about this stat line right here, and this is a very bad stat line for your number one starting quarterback, is the 0 interceptions. That's the only good thing there.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Right. But you didn't push the ball down the field. Now people will say, oh, you didn't have AJ Brown. You didn't have Devontae Smith. Well, Patrick Mahomes didn't have Tyreek Hill and any other weapon 2 years ago and won a Super Bowl against the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm done with excuses. These quarterbacks are making a lot of money, 50 million, 60 million. Hurts, I think, is in the 40 to 50 range. This isn't good enough. This just isn't good. I'm saying, A.J. Brown's a beast. We saw him week 1. He just destroyed the Packers, and we're talking about the Vikings destroying the Packers secondary. But it's like, okay, you're down a couple weapons. You know what? You're getting paid to figure it out, and he didn't.
Right, and it's kind of like what I was saying about Houston as well. It's like you're starting to see a lot of these teams that when they're going, like when they're on there, they look elite. But then when you back them into a corner, they don't know how to adjust. A lot of that has to do with the coaching scheme and all that stuff. But also, like, as a quarterback, like you grew up watching Peyton Manning, watching
Raiders fan.
watching these other quarterbacks that the coach will give you a scheme, right? They'll tell you, hey, this is what we're gonna run. But as a quarterback, you're the one on the field. You're the captain. You're the one who's telling these people what to do. And you don't really see the adjustments that, like, a Peyton Manning, Omaha changing things, Eli Manning, the different quarterbacks.
A command of the offense. That's basically what you're saying. Hurts doesn't have it, right? He doesn't have it.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? He needs all his weapons. He needs everything to be perfectly. And that's always, I was dangerously looking at Lamar Jackson like that, but he showed tonight, and I need consistency though. Jalen Hurts, everything has to be perfect. Front. I need AJ Brown at his top speed.
The sun needs to be south of the border,
The proper angle. I mean, you still have Saquon Barkley over 100 yards all-purpose offense, but he can't do it by himself. You need his quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got Dallas Goedert, who still gave me good numbers fantasy-wise. Dallas Goedert is great. But, if you're that guy, and Jalen Hurts is not, but if you are that guy, you find a way to beat this Bucks team because they're not that. Okay, I promise the Bucks are not that at all.
They fooled me week 1. I was talking, they're going all the way. All right.
I don't even want to look at their numbers. If you're a Bucks fan out there, hey, I apologize up front. I don't believe you. You need more people, right? As Jay-Z would say. The Bucks are not. NFC South is not who they think they are. That's all I'm gonna say. They are a first round exit. Whoever wins that division, they're gonna host a first round playoff game and get beat. That's what this whole division. I don't care who wins that division, bro. I'm just saying. Hopefully, I didn't hurt too many feelings with that one. But let's go. Let's go to a real team, a real division, NFC North up in here. We got the Bears. First off, this is like, man, it's like watching like a proud son figuring out like he's trying to ride his bike, right? He's trying to ride his bike, and you take off the training wheels, and you're like, you gotta stay upright. You can't fall down. You keep seeing him fall down, and in this week, he doesn't fall down. He's riding the bike.
You're not holding the seat anymore. You let the seat go. He's going by himself.
Caleb Williams comes out here. We see him. First off, leading up to this game, I was a little nervous. Okay, I'm just gonna let people know, bring you into my personal thoughts here. I was very nervous because the Rams are a real team to me. Matthew Stafford. I don't care. You give him a box of scraps. Matthew Stafford can figure it out.
Oh yeah,
he played with the Lions for goodness sake. Like, what an organization.
MTJ, that's not me, bro. That's all him, bro. I want
no smoke. So he's with the Rams, a better organization, I feel, than the Lions. And he wins the Super Bowl, and then he has the greatest wide receiver season ever by Cooper Kupp. Wins the Super Bowl. Puka Nacua is like the next coming, but then they're both hurt. They're both hurt. So he finds a way to beat his rival Niners. Now he comes. So I'm like, yo, I'm worried about good quarterbacks coming to play my team. And it was all expected that the Rams, they're not, top-notch offensive without their two top receivers. But Kyron Williams was a problem. But Caleb Williams, leading up to this game, Carlos, I heard reports of the Bears captains, including Caleb Williams, going to the offensive coordinator saying, bro, like, take the training wheels off, bro. We got to let this rip, man. Our defense is top 3 in the league. Like, this Bears defense is so legit. All you need is to score 20 points. You will win every game.
Yeah.
That's how good this Bears defense is. Yeah. And today I saw him come up changing the play at the line, Carlos.
Yeah.
He still was holding the ball a little bit too longer. He still was holding the ball, but then he will make a couple throws where I said, okay, he's not trying to be hero ball. Carlos, what did you see if you caught some of this game?
He was holding the ball, but what I liked about it is he was also taking chances out there. He was throwing the ball out there. And then what that did was what we've been talking about since the beginning of the season, which is once you start moving that ball down the field with Caleb Williams, what does that do? That opens up Swift. And look at the game that Swift has. Swift had
over 160 yards all purpose and one touchdown. That touchdown run, that was like him signaling like, yo, like, I got this, right? Like, run the ball, right? That's what we've been waiting for, Carlos. With that.
Man. And but that doesn't happen if Caleb Williams doesn't take those chances and actually throw the ball, even if it's short, throws to your tight end or whatever it may be. It's just moving the ball. When he gets too sticky and the offense is trying to get into his head and make, the offensive coordinator is trying to make him do too much. It's just too much. Like you need to clear it off, make it simple, just play football. When you play football, good things happen.
And I see, like you said, I still see him holding the ball too long because he's like, see, the thing with Caleb Williams, because I watched a lot of him in college, and it's like he just wants to make that play. Like it's not even about like nothing else. He just like, I want to hold on for a second because he's going to get open. You know what I'm saying? And he has to realize now, and he did this game, middle in the game, he said, you know what? I'm going to check down the Swift, right? I'm going to check down the Cole Kmet, the tight end. DJ Moore got a couple screens. He just didn't break them, but that's like a DJ Moore special. You get him a short run, like short throw.
That was one thing. I was happy that they finally got a connection this game for a touchdown because you can see the frustration between DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. And mainly on Moore's point of view, you could see him really, upset a lot of times, but it's nice to see them finally, if they get a couple more plays like that, and all DJ Moore has to do is trust Caleb. You could just feel that he doesn't he doesn't trust them right now.
Oh no, he's a rookie. This is a rookie. It's like, I don't blame DJ Moore. I mean, does he feel like kind of diva-ish a little bit? Yeah, DJ Moore, you're getting close to $30 million a year. You re-upped. You're in the top tier as far as payment for a receiver. And yes, you want to touch the ball, right? You need the ball. We get that with DJ Moore, but y'all got to trust each other, like you're saying. And it was good to see Keenan Allen out there, 3 targets, 3 catches for him. Adunze, again, rookie, was still working with you. Yeah. I will sacrifice Adunze's season. Let's get that connection with DJ Moore because that's your home run hitter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because not only that, DJ Moore has been there longer than a lot of those other receivers. So he is, quote unquote, the veteran when it comes to that receiving core. So when you have that rookie, you want a guy like DJ Moore to come over to him and tell him good things about Caleb Williams. Not be like, man, when I was with Fields was looking at me 24/7. Now when that connection starts building.
Let's keep it real. Last season, because that was DJ Moore's first season with the Bears, that's what Justin Fields did. Justin Fields was like, oh, DJ Moore, I'm going to target you 15 times a game.
But rightfully so, because like DJ Moore is that guy when he has the chance to get the ball. Yeah. So having a good quarterback in Caleb Williams right now, who's learning the game, if they can get on that same page, and then all that's going to do is help all the other rookies when it comes to receiving cores come up behind them. Like, okay, look, You know,
and that's when the doomsday will come up. And that's what when I say Caleb is learning the game, he's learning the speed, the defensive speed. He didn't see this in college.
Yeah,
and this is literally his third, fourth game seeing professional speed. And so it's taken him a few seconds, but now he's like, instead of patting the ball, just check it down. Just check it down, Caleb. Don't worry about your numbers this first season. You know, if you worry about your numbers, you're going to be playing from behind and you'll get your numbers, but you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So just check it down. Use that running game. So props to the coaching staff. The Bears, I mean, it's the hot seat is there for them. You have the roster to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
If you don't execute and get this done, I mean, just looking at the division itself, NFC North, Vikings are playing top tier ball. Lions are a complete team. So if you're looking at third place in your own division, you better step up. You step up right now and even have a chance.
It's crazy because these last couple weeks watching, you know, the Bears, but then, and I know we're probably going to touch on it, but watching the Washington Commanders, the season that the Commanders are having right now, I actually thought you guys would have that same season, but this goes back to what we've been talking about, and that's coaching. And you can see the difference in the Commanders coaching staff to what the Bears have. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting to see.
Important win for my Bears because this was a game I thought they had to either win this game or I don't know who we lost to the Colts last week. I was like, one of these two games we had to win because you got the Panthers and Jags up next. Very winnable. Games. Two games are you should, and they're at home. So you had to be either the Colts or the Rams. I thought we'd beat the Colts and lose to the Rams, but it was vice versa. So I'm cool because I knew the Texans would beat us. We wasn't ready for the Texans. They're contender level. So we're in a good spot. 2-2. Caleb's still learning. They're communicating with the coaching. So let's see what happens, right, going forward. Now, speaking of the NFC North division, again, though my Bears are my team, I give props where it's due. Man, the Vikings are balling. The Minnesota Vikings, they had this squad for the longest, but Kirk Cousins would get hurt every year. And it was just like, you know, can we get a competent quarterback? You got a rebirth of Sam Darnold coming in here.
Out of nowhere.
275, 3 touchdowns. You got an interception there. Aaron Jones, you take him from the Packers. That's how you do it. You subtract from your competition. He got over 100 yards all-purpose, almost 150 yards all-purpose yards as well. Aaron Jones still has a lot of juice left. And then Jordan Addison comes in there and gets a receiving touchdown.
I got him on my fantasy. That was a nice
Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the world. Of course, he's going to get a touchdown, right? Man, the Vikings have been my dark horse. I'm considering I may have to move them to contender level, but I'm going to look. You know, we'll wait to the Tuesday rankings. But Carlos, what did you think of this? Jordan Love is back. Wasn't enough.
Yeah, I honestly, to be fair, watching the start of this game, it was nice seeing Love out there, but I think he should have came off the bench, you know, because you stopped that momentum, you know, with Malik that you had going. You know, you won a couple good games. Obviously, you got Love, you want to start him, but I just feel like they rushed him out there. I do want to give credit, you know, shout out to Minnesota. They played a great game. They controlled the whole game. But also with that, the Packers damn near came back. They lost this game by 2 points.
Great second half. Jordan Love ended up throwing the ball over 50 times, which is never a good recipe, especially him coming off an injury.
Right.
But they were scoring. They were getting loose, and the Vikings held on. I still think it was a lot of garbage stats. He got nearly 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the first half. Jaden Reed is probably his best weapon. I've been kind of watching how he plays. Jaden Reed is very explosive, and he's just a bunch of guys after that. I mean, they made their comeback, Carlos, but I'm to be honest, like that's kind of what you do when you can fall behind by 3 scores. You're gonna make some mad dash.
Oh
back.
yeah. That's not taking away. But I all this, with all that being said, I think a lot of these quarterbacks, like for instance, Bryce Young, you need to make a book and you need to study what Sam Darnold has done. He revived his career this season so far.
Yeah.
And he was one of those. I think Sam Darnold was on the Panthers as well, right?
Was he on Sam? Yeah, I think he had a short stint.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a little trend there. You get these quarterbacks and they start messing up. So I think I really do think Bryce Young needs to study Sam Darnold and shout out to him, man. He's taken that team to a whole nother level.
All these young quarterbacks, because if you come out with good measurables, I mean, Sam Darnold was a prototypical quarterback when he came out. He went to a crappy organization, the Jets, right? And at that time, the Jets were like even below average, mediocre. They're at least average now. We'll talk about the Jets in a moment. But when Darnold went there, it was no support for him. And they was treating him like, you Joe Burrow, basically. Turn the organization around, and Joe Burrow nearly died doing that. And then they got Jamar Chase. Honestly, Donald didn't get no one. So the point is, if you can throw, you can throw. If you can get good coaching and learn from that, he got that with the 49ers. Shout out to the 49ers coaching, Shanahan and all them.
Yeah.
And you get with the Vikings, who has a really good staff as well, too. And you have a complete team. So Darnold, just go out there and ball. That's all he has to do now in his career. And like you said, with Bryce Young and these other young guys.
Yep.
Hey, your first team may not be the Baker. I give Baker a lot of crap, but he did turn his career around, right?
No, he did.
Your first team may not be your best situation, but you still got to keep plugging, and that's what Darnold's doing, man. I'm just gonna throw it out there. This is very early. This is week 4, early MVP consideration. Sam Darnold.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm with. I'm hey, you know what? I'm for that. Because he's proven himself so far, And real quick with that Baker comment, was he on that on the Rams?
He was on the Rams. What was that 2 years ago when they made a little run? Didn't make the playoffs, but he put in numbers. Then he went to the Panthers.
Right. Okay.
And then they were just like, "We're not going to pay you, bro." Right? And then he went. Then he goes to the Bucs after Brady retires. And it's perfect. It's perfect. You got a team, you got some veterans, but his mindset may not be the best with the team. Because the GOAT. Hey, I'm just saying. I respect Brady. I hate his fans. I hate Brady fans, but I respect Tom Brady because my city when I was in Indianapolis, we battled with this man. Like you respect the gladiators. We fought with this man for years. So, and he's the greatest that ever did it. There's no question. When he speaks, Brady has spoken. Bucks, get out of Disney World or Disneyland, whatever that is. That's the NFC South. Now, just a brief glossing over. Texans take care of business against the Jags. But hey, Trevor Lawrence tried today. So hey, Trevor, you tried, but you're still on 4. Peace out.
They lost. They again. I say it again, real quick. They beat themselves. That's what the Jaguars are known for. They beat themselves. Yeah. That's it. There's no other excuse.
They're on the clock. I'll just let y'all know right now. When I do my power rankings Tuesday, I don't take the Jags seriously. They're on the clock. But another this game here. As much as I watched this game, I respect the heck out of both of these teams. For obviously my second home from home, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson goes out there, did exactly what he did last year, kept running around week 4 and got banged up. Messed up his hip. I don't know how serious it is. X-rays, we'll see coming forward. But
the legend.
Freaking Mr. Joe Flacco comes in there and just sprays the ball around like it was almost like the Steelers was like, man, can y'all put Richardson back in? Because we're struggling with Joe Flacco out here. Now it was a very game manager type thing, but just he was spraying the ball around, spreading it around to Pittman, Downs, Alec Pierce. Like everyone got touches, and then All-Pro Jonathan Taylor did his thing, over 100 yards all-purpose. What'd you think of this game? And man, props to Justin Fields, man.
Yeah, man.
He played his butt off this game.
Honestly, that's probably one of the first things I want to say. I'm glad Justin Fields, and I said it last week, they found the team for him, and you can see that they're willing to grow. Russell Wilson, you pack your bags, go somewhere. You got to figure things out.
This is Justin Fields' team.
Yeah, this is his team. With that, I'm gonna talk about the Colts right now. Was Joe Flacco like taking a nap on the bench, and then it literally looked like he just woke up and he's like, "Oh, I'm in, coach. Am I in?" Looked like he was chewing a burger while he was throwing the ball around. Like, I don't know. Like that's another quarterback. A lot of these young cats need to study because this man literally would be grocery shopping and they call him in. And he goes to the field and he's ready to play. And it was nice seeing him out there. It was nice seeing him after the run we got last year with the Browns, which the Browns should have kept him, honestly. It was nice to see. The ball was moving. Sad for Anthony Richardson, but it's like you said, it's the same nonsense that happened last year. It happened this year. So
yeah, it just with him, that's what we said about running quarterbacks. Like, be smart about it. That's what we're saying. Like, don't take these big shots, bro. Like, don't. Yeah. I know, like, you probably grew up watching Cam Newton, and but Cam had a shortened career because he wasn't running smart. You know what I'm saying? And Cam will tell you that. And so,
but Cam is twice his size as well.
I mean, he's not too far from Cam's size, playing size, but yeah, Cam was a linebacker at quarterback. People don't remember if they're too young to realize, like
Superman, bro.
Yeah, man, Cam was that dude that just he took that shot in the sternum, and it wasn't the same since then with him. And with Richardson, just be smart, bro. And he still is kind of learning how to throw accurately and things like that. So it's like this was smart from the GM, from the organization, the Colts organization, to get Joe Flacco. To have, just like they had Gardner Minshew last year. Yep. Minshew was a starter with the Rams, so the Raiders. Yeah. So this was smart. They was like thinking ahead. Richardson is reckless. We know that he's very talented, but he's reckless. Let's get a real backup, and this was smart, and they win the game because of that.
What's pretty cool though. I mean, well, not pretty cool. What the point I was making before too about the whole quarterback situation, the way he got hit, Anthony Richardson. I feel like I'm saying, like I think maybe by the end, maybe not the end of this year, maybe next year, we're gonna see a change in the way that they protect the quarterbacks in the padding and stuff. I know a lot of it they have those smaller pads because of the way they throw. With all the technology and things that they can maneuver nowadays, I feel like they can add more padding, and you're gonna see these quarterbacks like a Richardson or whoever who's a running quarterback that they're gonna take more chances now of throwing their body around because they have more padding, and I feel like that can help.
The padding definitely that could be one thing, and then also too, you saw people having that little extra dome that they have on the helmet. I think they probably should make it mandatory for all quarterbacks to just get it. Just
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because you may take a headshot. Like Josh Allen nearly took a headshot tonight. He didn't. He took it kind of in the face, and he was shaking up obviously. And he's a big guy. Josh Allen's a big guy, but you may want to have that extra protection for the quarterbacks because we want to see these guys play. 10 years at least.
Oh yeah. NFL, send us a check. Send us a check, NFL. Just listen to us.
I'm just saying, do that for sure. But so that's the Colts on one hand here. They're in the AFC South. They're going to compete, and I want to see how they look against the Texans. Let's say Flacco plays, several more weeks, and he plays against the Texans. I wonder how that game would go. I just wonder in that division because the other teams don't really matter in the AFC South. Jags and was it Titans? But so that's the Colts, right? 2-2. You got Justin Fields with the Steelers. Again, a good story there where a guy, he was, hey, my Bears was a terrible organization probably up to halfway of last season. Then we started figuring out, how to structure a team. and now we're learning how to coach on the fly. We're learning how to coach. So Justin Fields, he been through too much. Now let's put you with a Mike Tomlin, a stable organization like the Steelers. You got a top 5 defense. You have a number 1 receiver in George Pickens. That dude can ball.
Yeah.
And you have a running game, but all the running backs got hurt. Cordell Patterson got hurt. Jalen Warren got hurt. You start with Najee Harris, who only has 1 move, and then he runs forward. So this was a test for Justin Fields. What did he do? Over 350 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. Gave them a chance to win this game. Justin, like you said before, Russell Wilson used to be in the backup. Yeah, because this is Justin Fields' team.
If that, honestly, if that, he need to go find a whole new team.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap for Russell Wilson, basically. But at least you have Sierra. So that was cool. I mean, again, I'm looking forward to what the Steelers do. I will say I'll kind of look ahead on the Tuesday power rankings because they have the formula how they can win. You just didn't expect to see Joe Flacco today. That's why they lost today.
Yeah,
you didn't know you were going to run into Joe Flacco, and that's kind of not fair. But that's NFL. Be ready, head on the swivel. Let's go to this low light game here. This is a game I didn't even try to watch. I was kind of watching the box score.
I couldn't watch it. That's the thing.
This is terrible. First off, the Broncos. We know the Broncos. What is the Broncos? The Broncos. They're starting from scratch, bro.
Yeah.
They got a rookie quarterback. They say, we're going to throw you into the fire. We don't even care if you mess up. Just make plays, and we're going to have a high draft next year, and we're going to go from there. He rewarded them with 60 yards passing. Bo Nix. Somehow they win the game 10-9 against the overhyped Jets.
This is my thing, though. This is my thing. So I watch the game because I have Red Zone. So and I'm watching this, and it's not like the ball wasn't getting to these receivers. It's just like they were like the ball was literally landing on their chest. Like I don't know what else you want from an old quarterback of Rodgers. Like he's giving you everything he can, and you're literally just fumbling the ball. Like I don't get it. It was baffling to me.
It's just you need game changers, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the more we look at these Jets, what we thought they were going to be last year, again, I think this is the same Aaron Rodgers who's going to have the same one you got this year, who is not quite peak Packers Aaron Rodgers, but he's a competent quarterback, and he wants to get it to you playmakers. But do the Jets really have playmakers? Like Garrett Wilson looks like a fraud out there. And that's I'm just saying, bro, like if you're that guy, you're not going to go 3 weeks straight, sub 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the Jets?
And not only that too, it's like you have Breece Hall, and it's like they gave him the ball twice in the second half. Like I don't.
Was he hurt or
no? They just didn't run him the ball. They didn't run him the ball, man. Like
what is going on?
He's not top running back, but he's at least like he's your number one guy.
Very serviceable, yeah.
Yeah, and you give him the ball twice, and I get it. We did see Aaron Rodgers throw the ball around and stuff. I get that. That was okay to see, but you weren't producing off of that.
I mean. Now, I know you're being really nice to Aaron Rodgers on that first time. Yeah, he don't have the weapons. I get it. Like, we're realizing Garrett Wilson is not this all-world number one receiver, right? Like, some of these teams, I mean, you can't compare nobody to Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. But, like, bro, George Pickens. Garrett Wilson is not George Pickens at this point. So, but Aaron Rodgers, 24 of 42. Now, I know, were they dropping? Did they drop 18 passes, Carlos? Like Aaron Rodgers. This ain't
in that first half. I will say they did drop a lot of passes. And here's the thing, we were talking about we talk about Wilson, but I feel like the connection is more with Salazar.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Lazard. Yeah,
Lazar.
from the Packers.
I'm about to call him Salazar over here.
And Mike Williams sneakily from the Chargers.
Yeah.
Mike Williams may be their best receiver. He's coming off an injury. My point though is Garrett Wilson's not him, right? As the kids would say. He's not that guy. And we gotta stop pretending, these people, are pretending like they're number ones and all this stuff. It's like, no. You're really not on that level.
I do have a theory though. I do have a theory. And I think I always forget his name. Receiver that's in the Raiders right now.
Devontae Adams.
They
Adams.
need
to make a trade. Yeah.
I think he's going to end up a Jet to be next to Aaron Rodgers. I really do. I think he will work well with them. You have a veteran quarterback who can move when he needs to, but then you will have that veteran receiver,
a true number one.
Yes,
Devontae Adams is still a number one receiver. I know the Raiders. Mr. J, that's your team. The Raiders, they don't know how to use that weapon, man. They don't know what Devontae Adams actually sat out today.
Yeah,
but he's a true number one, and obviously he played with Rodgers before. That's a no-brainer, and maybe it's some draft compensation they have to figure out.
Yeah.
But the Jets, no, y'all don't have enough to make the playoffs. Y'all really don't.
Yeah, no.
The Bills, I think, are the clear. Obviously after your quarterback went down, the Bills are clearly the favorites in that division. And the Jets was like, oh, can the Jets challenge? No. Seeing what they weapon, no.
Yeah. I'm taking this season, which is probably why we didn't hear much, hoopla around the Jets this offseason. I feel like this season is going to be the season of just, we got Rodgers healthy back. Let's get him moving. Let's get him loose out there. And then this offseason, they're going to target that number one guy to go after to come bring him to the Jets. I think that's what's going on.
If not, like the scenario you said, go after Devontae Adams. I want to say, I know the Bucks won today. If they keep losing, maybe Mike Evans could be on the market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's another one. He doesn't look too happy.
They're not using him right. Like Chris Godwin, they both are Super Bowl winning receivers. Evans and Godwin, but Godwin is getting more targets, and Evans is kind of boom or bust. For what you're paying him, you probably want to move Mike Evans, and I think he could be a true number one for the Jets as well. All I'm saying, Garrett Wilson is not him. I don't care what anyone says.
You're better off trading for Wilson on that if you're Tampa and have Wilson be that number 2, number 3 guy next to Godwin. Whatever
team he's on. Yeah. I think if you go get a Mike Evans from the Bucks, the Jets, they'll just take a couple of draft picks. You don't have to give up a player, but Garrett Wilson, you'll be a really good number 2, and maybe no one else wants to tell him this. But it's like I've watched all his games, the last couple seasons with and without Aaron Rodgers. You are not a number one receiver, Garrett Wilson, and y'all are not going to the playoffs if that's your best receiver, in my opinion. So.
Mr. J is drinking too much Kool-Aid, man. Mr. J drinking way too much Kool-Aid. He said, nah, the Jets need to trade Rodgers.
Hey, he's thinking ahead. If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Raiders with Devontae Adams,
which we thought that was going to happen.
Collar team. Whoa, man.
We thought that was the team that Rodgers was going to choose, but honestly, it looks like the Jets. I'm calling them the Nets.
Nah, it would take more than the 6th rounder, Mr. J. You know that. It would take more than the 6th rounder to get Rodgers right now. At least a 4th rounder. You got at least probably a player.
The only reason why I brought up the Adams situation is because he wants out of there. He doesn't like the organization. He's ready to move on, and I feel like that'll be a win-win situation for both organizations. You could get off of that contract. You can start moving forward as the Raiders. You got a new head coach there, and just move forward.
Yeah, it's time to move. With the Raiders, it's time to build, and that's what they did. You get Gardner Minshew. This is your what do they call it? A stopgap quarterback. Until we find our guy, Gardner Minshew is good enough. Yeah, he is good enough. Yeah, draft your quarterback, or strike. strike some kind of deal with a free agent quarterback if they become free. That's where the Raiders are at right now, but they're going to be competitive. That's why they're A for effort for me. They're not waiting on the clock. The Raiders are going to play. Yeah. Win or lose, they're going to play with what they got. But you still need your quarterback for the future. But speaking of quarterbacks for the future here, Jaden.
This was a fun game to watch.
My goodness, they told me a few things here. First off, Cardinals. Okay, no more smoke and mirrors with Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's only Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, now I will say their tight end was out. McBride, who's a really good target, he was out today as well. But let's get Kyler Murray a little more help, guys. Arizona, Marvin Harrison is not enough.
I will also say, and going off of your power ranking stuff, that knowledge that you got there is more of like we're not putting them in that panic state yet. No, don't panic. You had a good couple games to start the season. This week y'all fell a little flat. You got to work, retool a couple things, but I just think the Commanders are that good. I really do think that this is just what's going on.
Just to interject with the Cardinals, because I don't want to get with my Tuesday power, but kind of dropping a few games the way they did. They may be on the clock. Coming up forward, they got the 49ers next and the Packers. Who has Jordan Love back? He'll be 2 weeks back at that point. The Cardinals, they're not making the playoffs. The way they're looking, the way that it's only Marvin Harrison Jr. as a weapon. Connor's a great running back. He's an all-purpose running back, but it's just not enough. You need more to scare teams. And Kyler Murray can't be Superman. He's shorter than both of us. He can't do this every game. He has a heck of an arm. But that couple games, I think the 49ers are going to take care of business. I like what I saw. We'll talk about the Niners in a moment today. And then the Packers, you got smacked by, I think, a contending team, Vikings. But you got Jordan Love back, and he's out there throwing the ball. Yeah. And I think he'll be ready. So it's like the Cardinals, you may lose 3 or 4 straight at this point.
If y'all haven't noticed, I'm very nice. Still don't beat around the bush. Still gonna tell you how it is.
Hey, it's the eye test, man.
I always have that glimmer of hope. Maybe. Nah. Still nah. Spit that out.
Like Mr. J, he's a realist. I've been a Bears fan my whole life. I can't. If I can't be real, I don't know who else could be real. With situations out here. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it, bro. Okay. I've seen us not having it, and then we're at a point where we're close. And if your team's don't got it, I'm gonna let you know. I know what it looks like. Okay. Now with the Commanders, how this looks with Jaden Daniels. Oh, this is CJ Stroud 2.0. Yeah. What Jaden Daniels is doing, because he's more of a dynamic runner than CJ Stroud. Jaden Daniels is. We're talking about the running quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels, 26 of 30, 233 yards, a touchdown. 60 on the ground. So he had nearly 300 yards all purpose, pretty much 300 yards. And efficient, Carlos, that's a separation of Jaden Daniels and any other rookie quarterback except CJ Stroud, basically.
Yeah. Well, so that's a good comparison, CJ Stroud. Now, one thing I would say that I don't see CJ Stroud doing now in his second year is that Daniels, he's more willing to take those risks, and he's like, coach, give me the play, give me the call, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm a convert, and I'm gonna do it. And it's cool to see, because he's just look, this is my rookie season, but I'm gonna go all in. And the way that they trust him, and they're pretty much how we talked about with your Bears, how the coaching staff, they went up to them and yo, release the chains. That last week's game, when he's sitting it's 4th down and they need to score or to get the first down to win the game, and he's looking at the coach and he's like, give me the play.
Give me the play. Yeah.
When he said that moment, I was like, that is that career changing moment for him for this season.
The huddle. He's
no pun intended.
You know what I'm saying? He's commanding the huddle. So it's you got a leader right there. And then again, we talk about these running quarterbacks where he runs smart. But Jaden Daniels, he runs he's the most dynamic person on the field, and he has a heck of an arm. Like that Bengals game, oh my goodness! Like I knew he was good before that game. I saw his college. I saw him in LSU. I was watching this guy in college, and I'm still surprised at how good he is right now. He hung in the pocket, in the pocket, and just delivered that touchdown against the Bengals to put him away. I was like, bro, like you're going against Joe Burrow. This is a Super Bowl contending quarterback you're going against, and you like ace him out. In that
I believe he had one this game as well, where he threw it and it was like, so I don't remember which receiver it was, but he was running. He had defense all over him. And so the defender was covering like this, and the ball lands right on his chest, right here. And then he scored. Like
McLaurin. McLaurin's having a pretty good year too, because he has a quarterback
on my fantasy
now.
Team.
McLaurin has a good pickup. That's a good pickup right there. I had him early, and I was like, maybe they're learning how to use him. But I got Nico Collins.
Picked him up and whoop. Let me get that.
Nico Collins got 33 fantasy points. So But with the Commanders though, like you said, let it rip. Jaden Daniels, he is in there commanding the pocket. He's working with the weapons he has. He has Curtis Samuel as well. These are guys that's been in the league, and they're good route runners and everything. So he has weapons. But I'm not going to be too. I'm not going to anoint them yet. The Commanders organization. I've seen this Washington team for several years now, right? So coming up now, they got the Browns, which no one takes the Browns seriously, but they do have a defense, and then they have the Ravens. So the Commanders, that's the next two opponents. One step at a time, but this looks good. Is the point I think, Carlos, with them.
A good. I think it was Rex Ryan on one of the morning shows. He talked about how this team is kind of orchestrated like a college team. The way he played college, he had his go-to guys. If you look at the way they play very college-esque. So it's like you're saying, the challenges little by little, week to week. I think this was a good challenge for them. Kind of puts them, feel more comfortable. But these games coming up, I think depending on how they do, depending on how they do, it's gonna move things in the right direction for them. So exciting to see, man. Exciting to see.
Oh yeah, I love teams that's kind of putting up points and being exciting. And again, he's a type of quarterback where he has that aura, right? So it's like, let's see what he does. 3-1 Commanders. I mean, hey, the Eagles ain't looking too tip top. So can the Commanders make a run for the division? Because I don't, I don't take the Cowboys seriously.
If they catch the Eagles slipping, man, I think they can.
I would love to see. I want to see again. I want to see the Commanders play because Cardinals, they're now like contenders. So you're playing a team that's still kind of figuring out. This is Kyler Murray's first full season back, so they're still figuring it out. The Commanders, you're kind of beating up these type of teams. Let's see you go against some tougher competition. See what Jaden Daniels does, right? A few honorable mentions we want to throw out there. The 49ers took care of what you had to take care of. Take care of the Patriots. Brock Purdy did his thing. Deebo Samuel's back. Jordan Mason. We expect the 49ers to beat the Patriots, right?
My only thing with the 49ers was, again, we blew them out. Blew them out. Where was Ayuk? Yeah. Where was Ayuk? You're paying him how much money? Yeah. How much money? $30 million? You need to clip that. You need to clip that. $30 million.
He's stealing $30 million a year because the man that has the juice without C-Mac and Debo's working his way back is Jawan Jennings. This man.
I got him too, yo, on my fantasy.
This man is making the plays that Ayuk, you paying Ayuk $30 million. This almost say, like, 49ers, you really should go ahead and make that trade. Still, ship Ayuk out of there, man. Ship him out of there because you don't need that baggage of a guy who's demanding some contract and he's only getting like less than 50 yards receiving. Jawan Jennings is making plays. Debo comes off an injury, makes more plays. George Kittle's making more plays. Jordan Mason is making more plays. I'm just saying that's your first mistake in the last couple of years, 49ers, is paying Ayuk.
We talked about Devontae Adams, and the Raiders were one of the ones who was interested in getting an Ayuk. So it's like, don't wait too long on that. Make the call.
Ship that guy there, man. Ship that guy there.
I'm surprised you still got him on your fantasy team.
He's just a backup. I just need like a bye-week receiver. I'm just gonna hold on to him. Honorable mention: the Chiefs, the champs. They, now. A side note, which is unfortunate, Rashee Rice may have torn the ACL. This dude, I was really actually excited to see what he would do being a true number one this season. He came out of the gates looking really good. They didn't even need Kelsey for 3 weeks because of Rashee Rice. Yeah. Xavier Worthy's like a kind of like a big play or nothing type of guy, the rookie.
I think now we'll see more of Worthy now that Rice is out.
You're gonna need to, or more. I think Kelsey's gonna step. I think you'll see Kelsey get like 15 targets next game. If you got him on your fantasy team, you gotta throw to, like, who else you got?
Yeah, right.
Rashee Rice was coming out like playing ball, and like I hate seeing that when this is gonna be his career year. The way he came out, he's gonna come out and have a career year. And so he they feared that he torn the ACL. But they find a way to beat the Chargers. The Chargers, this is what I'm gonna say. The Chargers, and then you got Jim Harbaugh. This is a rebuilding year. I know Chargers fans don't want to hear this, but y'all rebuilding this year. Y'all not ready to really scrap with people. Like y'all offense, you got like a baby offense, right? And you're kind of trusting you'll run the clock down on teams and stuff like that. Justin Herbert, I'm sorry, people want to anoint Justin Herbert like this dude's really doing work out here. Like, he's okay. All right, Justin.
Finally, somebody says it. Finally,
he's not. I mean, he just is like it's like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert's over Trevor Lawrence, but it's like it ain't much out here. It ain't much what he's doing, producing anything. I'm just saying, bro.
Man, hold on. I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that too, because ever since Tua has been in the Dolphins, all these so-called fanboys have said, "Oh, we should have got Herbert." Why you want Herbert? Why?
What was you gonna get from Herbert? 16 to 27, 179. Hey, you didn't throw an interception. Good job, game manager. That's what you are, man. Justin Herbert.
Tua throws over 300 yards every time he's on the field, and he's getting concussed. Come on, man! Come on.
I'm just saying, bro. Justin Herbert, I'm have a bucket of quarterbacks. It's like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. These guys, y'all overhyping out here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now.
It's like Stephen A. talking about the Knicks, man. That's ridiculous.
He's not that guy. I just want to put it out there. But we're looking ahead, and shout out to Money Train James. We're gonna talk about your Lions in a few. Check the replay.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk about y'all in a few minutes here, but going forward, there's all the teams I want to kind of touch on. Monday night, we got two games Monday night. Let's pull up the thing here. Let's see, Monday, and actually, I actually like the two Monday night thing. Now,
yeah, man, it's fun. It's fun. I like it.
Before we get into that, we want to touch. We're going to update our records now. If people have been keeping up with night views going into this week.
Oh, brother, like fantasy.
3-1. Carlos 1-3. It's all good. No animosity. Now we did pick the previous Monday night games, 2 games, and Thursday. So we're going to update our records here. Now, I just want the audience to realize what we actually said live. We're going to talk about our team. So let's see. I think I got video evidence. Let's go.
Oh, man, here we go. I like this.
I will say that. I think I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to go with the Bills minus 5.5. I think they're going to win the game. And I think, they'll win by at least a touchdown. So that'll cover. What do you think?
I definitely got the Bills winning, but I think I'm gonna go
with the money line.
Yeah, I'm going over, bro. I think the Bills are gonna blow them out.
So we got the evidence right there. I did the 5.5 spread, which obviously we got 37. And then you went the over, which you got over on the points as well. So that's pretty good. That checks out.
Yes, sir.
Live
Yes,
there.
sir.
Let's continue here.
I know that next one ain't gonna be too fun.
You'd be surprised. Commanders going to Bengals. Now, this is rookie Jaden Daniels. It's going to be cool to see him. Primetime, Monday night.
This was interesting.
I don't know if T. Higgins is healthy yet. What you leaning on? Are you going with the spread, the outright win, or the over-under?
So for this one, this is interesting. Because I think the Commanders are going to pull a fast one on the Bengals. I'm going with the right there. I feel like that's a big
good
enough
call. You take on the pass.
Yeah. I'll take the points on that. But I think Washington's gonna surprise us.
I think it's gonna be some points on the board. So I'm just gonna go over. I'm going with the over 46.5. Right. So we both nailed that one.
Yeah,
bro. Like, that was, like when I replayed it, I was like, "Yo, pull a fast one." They did. The Commanders beat the Bengals, and then I took the over 47 points. Whatever, they scored 60 plus. So, yeah, good ones there. We got another game. We got the Thursday game. Let's play that after it's gonna pop up here. That was interesting though.
Yeah,
this is always the ultimate. This is the ultimate get right game. I think for the Cowboys, losing 2 at home. Going on the road, I'm going with the spread 4.5 Cowboys. Most definitely.
I'm gonna have to reluctantly, go with the Cowboys here, because something in my mind's telling me that the Giants are gonna just pummel the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm tying with you on this. I'm going with the spread.
That was a good.
A safe bet,
update. That's an update of our records right there.
Ain't too bad.
3 games. I'm
gonna need you to slow down though. Still, 6-1 is crazy.
We both picked all 3 games correctly according to the lines. Again, if people don't realize how we do it, is with the any sports book or whatever, but it's either the spread, the outright win, or the over under on points, right? So either way, you can get a win. And we got 3 wins, both of us, so a piece. So that's very, very, very interesting. So now we got to shift to now. We got the 2 Monday games coming up here, and Titans and Dolphins. Someone has to win, right? Like, what is going on with this? I will say, because the Titans, it's very easy to say, "Oh, the Titans, they ain't really gonna do nothing," but they actually kind of put up points at times too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I just feel this game until is Huntley, is he starting?
Yes, he is. He is definitely Snoop. Mr. Snoop himself is starting this week. Mr. Miami home and grown.
You have a competent quarterback. This guy played in the playoffs. He spelled Lamar Jackson and put up some pretty good performances, in the playoffs. So you got a real quarterback with that guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's all pro or anything, but it's better than what you had, right, without Tua. Yeah. Titans are kind of due. I'm going to be honest. They're kind of due to kind of win in one of these games. But I'm going with the spreads because, like, they could literally lose us by 1, but still make it competitive. So I'm taking the plus 2.5. We're going to take the points with the Titans.
I might regret this next week, but I'm going over. I see the Dolphins. I've seen the team talk about how practice has been, the camaraderie they have around Huntley. Hill, he's due for a big game. He's with the whole first week with getting arrested right outside and the stuff of last week, and even Waddle. So I feel like they're due for lock in. Let's get this rolling. They've been quiet all week long, so I'm going over on this one. Yeah,
that's gonna be interesting to see. I think both teams are gonna score some points. I do believe that. So we'll see how that game turns out. And I do like, again, on Mondays when it's 2 games. I don't know about the rest of the people, but I do like the multiple options. And they probably should do that for Thursdays too. If I'm being honest. But we'll see. But we got the Seahawks and Lions, which is a legit game. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. The Seahawks leading their division, NFC West. Lions again. I think it's a complete team. I think they're a contender. What you leaning for with this, Carlos?
I'm going +4 with the Seahawks. They got Walker back, and I think he's gonna have a big impact this week against the Lions. I mean, I'm kind of going against myself. I got St. Brown in one of my fantasy leagues, but I do think I'm just gonna go with safe bet, go +4 with the Seahawks on this one.
I think that's a generous spread actually too. And so if people now sometimes these spreads change right before the game, because I think the spread's going to go down, but we're picking this now, and so I'm taking the points for sure. I think if anyone is looking for like lines and this is probably the one you want to jump on. +4 is very generous because they can lose this game by a field goal and you still cover.
Yeah.
I'm going with the +4. I love taking the points especially when it's over 4. We both agreeing with that one with the Seahawks. We'll see what the tape tells us after the Monday game. With that,
I'm excited, man. It's cool. It's cool.
Hey, man, we out here. But we got the Thursday game as well. Again, with night views, we're just doing the Sunday show, so y'all won't see us again until after the next Thursday game and the Sunday morning and afternoon games. So we got the Thursday game.
Yeah,
coming up before y'all see us again. The dreaded NFC South. I almost don't even want to pick this game because I don't trust any NFC South team, which the Bucks and Falcons are. I don't trust the spreads. I don't trust a lot. But what I do believe, the Bucks, they do try to put up points. Either the Bucks going to put up points or someone's going to like two-piece them. So I'm going over with the points with this. Over the 43.5, as you know, and I don't even care who wins. We go with the point over on the points, Carlos.
I want to go over, but the way these two defenses are and how unreliable these two offenses are, I'm gonna go under. I'm going against you. I'm going under.
Interesting. All right, you gotta make up ground somehow, so I'll get you on that one. But so we will see.
He gets my game. He understands what I'm trying to do now. You know.
For sure. I understand. We will relive this after this upcoming week and see how those numbers fall. For sure. Now
this Sunday, I believe we have that London game early in the morning before. That 1 o'clock starts. So
which London game is that?
I believe that is that the Jets and is that this week?
It'll be next Sunday, whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. So we'll see how that shakes out. We're still in the football segment, so we want to transition to the college as well. We do professional and college here on Night Views, and most when we talk about college, we focus on the Heisman watch. So let's pull up the current. Now these are the odds going actually into this past Saturday.
Right.
You got your boy Cam Ward, the clear favorite in my opinion. Jackson Dart was pretty close, but he took the L against UK, and he wasn't that impressive either. In that loss. So Jackson Dart, I feel personally, he's going to kind of go down, in the rankings there. Now your guy, Cam Ward, had a pretty dangerously close game against Virginia Tech. And he did have a couple turnovers, but he did have 4 touchdowns, 343 yards passing. Pretty efficient as well. I still think he's the favorite. As far as with the
funny enough, that game was against his cousin. The quarterback on that other side was his cousin. Yeah, and so Virginia Tech always has Miami's number every season, no matter if they're ranked or they're not ranked. So this one was almost like a broken curse that we went through, And funny enough,
that last play, bro.
Crazy, dude. I'm sitting there with my hands on my head, like what is going on? I was about to start crying. Like, come on, let us have
that was the craziest play because I've been saying this whole time that Cam Ward, I think he should be the clear-cut favorite, but he's in the ACC.
Yeah, he has to win out.
He has to dang near run the table. Yeah. I don't see like any good losses, right, for him. He's not in the SEC. He's not playing in the SEC, so he has to run the table.
Yeah,
to have a chance to win. And that last play, I was like, no way that guy caught the ball. Like I was sitting there, I had my family around.
The amount of people who was in that end zone, and he just happened to it landed right in his hand. Hey, shout out to Cam Ward's cousin. I wish I knew his name. But he's
his cousin.
He balled out. Like he really did. Like they were going blow for blow. It was a fun game to watch, man. It was a fun game to watch.
That's Kyron Drones.
Kyron Drones.
Touchdowns, over 200 yards all purpose. And he threw that last pass that nearly shocked the world right there. But that's how close. Like, well, Cam, like, he has a click, can't take anything lightly out there. He has some turnovers. Yeah. So it's like, gotta be easy because you got a name that's going to jump up in the rankings now after that Alabama-Georgia game. Jalen Milroe said, yeah, I heard the haters saying I can't throw. Jalen Milroe had one of the greatest college games I ever seen. Like, I've never seen anyone just, like, dominate on the field by himself. I'm trying to think. I remember Michael Vick when he was in Virginia Tech. You mentioned Virginia Tech. Michael Vick played for them. Peyton Manning really didn't dominate the field like that, like when he was in college. Jalen Monroe, 27 of 33, 374 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Then 16 carries for 117 yards rushing and 2 more touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, 500 yards basically, all-purpose yards. Like Jalen Monroe is like, if they keep winning these big games, they're going to just like hand gift him the Heisman.
Yeah.
If he's going to play like that. That was insane.
What's cool about that too, is we kind of touch on it with the NFL side of things, how these new quarterbacks is learning how and when. Yes, okay, I have my offensive coordinator. Yes, I do have my coach. They're giving me these plays, but I am the captain on the field. I'm taking control of this game. I'm taking over. And Jalen Monroe is the prime example of that. Like when a play needs to get done, he's going to be like, yo, we doing this. Let's go. Give me the play, coach. We're going to work.
He was very decisive and just like dominant. Like it just, you rarely see it. I mean, you're talking about like Cam in his prime.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of just like who dominate, like when Lamar is like in sync with what he's supposed to do. That's how Jalen Monroe looked.
Yeah.
And he was efficient with the pass, which that was one thing I was knocking him on. But credit coaching, you got this new Bama coaching staff. They're working with this guy every week. And I'm just gonna say if Alabama, if they win enough of these big games, it's no way they're not going to give this Heisman to Jalen Monroe if he keeps playing like this.
I think another thing too, and this is crazy for me saying, I'm over here wearing a Hurricane shirt. Cam Ward, he has those qualities, but his attitude towards, and it's not a bad thing, but he's very nonchalant. He got a swagger to him. He lets the game come to him. He does take over when he needs to. He runs the offense, but you can see the urgency sometimes when Jalen is running the floor. Whereas Cam Ward, he's going to tell you what to do, but you're never going to see him break character. He's always going to be focused. He's going to be very calm and leveled. And I think just because of the rankings and how people vote, it's the more exciting person to see, the Jalen.
You gotta have these splash games. That's when Johnny Football was in college. He had these splash games against Alabama, and things like that. That's what wins you the Heisman. And so you need these marquee moments. And Cam is not going to have enough of those games where he can. Now, if he gets into the playoffs, which I think they will, 12 teams now this year, right? So. And he can kind of rough up one, he gets into a SEC team and whoop them, then I don't know if they vote before, then, or after. But the point is, he needs better competition. And then you got Virginia Tech kind of pushing them when you're like, you should have taken care of them, right? But then you got Milroe taking out the mighty Georgia, right?
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yeah. No, 100%.
That's the difference.
100%.
Now coming up for Alabama, this is later in the season, but they have like a top 4 team, Tennessee coming in, got LSU, Oklahoma, and the SEC tournament, I believe. So Alabama's going to probably likely take a loss, but if again, I was on Milroe's head because I saw dude, I don't know if he just wasn't taking it seriously the first couple of weeks or last season. But this game, I was like, man, does he rise to the competition like that? Because we got to remember, yes, he took a loss or 2 last year, got benched, then he came back, and then he lost to the eventual champs, Michigan, barely. He almost beat Michigan last year, and Michigan won the title last year. So maybe this guy's better than I thought, right? And I was pretty hard on him. I love marquee moments, though. Now, just a couple honorable mentions. Nico Amaliva from Tennessee. He's like 6'6", a freak of nature.
Yeah.
They're number 4 in the country. They're going to play Alabama next month. So that may decide who of the SEC, will be the candidate. Oregon, Dylan Gabriel, he's not that flashy, so he stays right there. Carson Beck, I keep saying this guy, he's J.J. McCarthy. Like, you got better guys before him. He can throw the ball, but I would take a Cam Ward, Milroe now, Amaliva. Jackson Dart, the jury's still out on him, but he's going to plummet because he lost. Quinn Edwards from the Texas Longhorns, he's hurt, so he's not going to have enough reps. He's not going to really do anything. And then Travis Hunter, the do-all guy from Colorado, is still on the line. They had a big win against Central Florida. If and this is if Colorado somehow, if they get to a bowl game, only take 6 wins, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Big 12, that's some talented teams. He just has to stay in the headlines enough for him to even be considered top 3 in the Heisman. He's the best player in the country. Travis Hunter is the most dynamic guy. He may not have enough wins, Carlos, is my point.
This is his rookie season, right? That is his first season playing
college. Last year.
He played last year?
Yeah, this is the second year, he got hurt last year, kind of came back late. So,
Do you think he's going to stay with Colorado or he'll jump in the portal?
He's going to the draft.
Oh, he's going to the draft. Oh, draft. Okay.
So, no, let me be clear. He played his first year. He played on Jackson State, whatever that team that Deion was coaching before.
Got you. Okay.
Then they came over to Colorado last year. That was his second year last year. So this is his 3rd year right now. He's coming out. He's gonna be the top guy drafted, I believe. I really believe he's gonna be the number 1 guy. So he's coming out.
Okay. No, that's interesting. No, but I agree with you. I can't really argue with that lineup. I do. It's like you're saying. I want to see that as a Hurricanes fan. I want to see Cam Ward challenged a little bit more because he just has this swagger, which I love to see because we've never really had that good of a quarterback before, But I want to see that he has that swagger of just I'm chilling. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to overreact. I want to see him back against the wall. Let's make a play. Let's go for it. Which we almost got that with Virginia, but Jalen is just on another level right now. It's crazy to see.
Much respect. Like I said, just show up and show out. That's how you answer any critics of your game. Again, I do believe he was inaccurate. I really believe he really was, but he. You know what I'm saying? He handled his business right now. As far as with Miami and your guy Cam Ward, again, they play Louisville, which is barely a top 25 team, ACC, and it's kind of a cakewalk the rest of the way. So it's really about securing ACC, running the table, and then if you get matched up with an SEC team in the playoffs, do your thing, and you probably will be the Heisman.
He had this one play, and I would hate myself if I don't mention it. That one play where he said hike and he's running, and they came they collapsed on him, and he literally just threw it to the running back, he just tossed it to him, and the running back went. It was all this. It happened so quickly. It was like an awareness type of thing. He's seeing he has 3 people coming defensively to tackle him, to sack him, And as he's falling to the ground, he has the audacity to look at his running back, sees the running back wide open. He just literally lobs it like if he's Mahomes, catches the ball and runs it all the way down. It was one of the most beautiful plays out there. It was really nice.
Now it's definitely a difference between like, who's the Heisman quarterback and then who's the best quarterback coming out of college.
Yeah.
I do believe Cam Ward is the first quarterback that will be taken in this draft because we know for sure Ewers, this is senior season.
Yeah.
And again, I think the best thing for him, you weren't going to be the top quarterback either way.
Get healthy.
Just get healthy. Yeah, exactly. Get healthy and then get on a squad, get on the NFL squad in the draft. You may be the third or fourth quarterback taken. You may be like a Bo Nix, right?
Right.
Bo
yeah.
Nix, was a late, mid-round pick, first round though. Carson Beck's coming out. I think Amaliva's coming out. You got these raw specimens coming out. Jalen Monroe's going to come out. Jackson, all these guys are going to come. Cam Ward's the best quarterback. You're talking about just throwing and just like quarterback.
Yeah,
he should be the top quarterback taken.
It's going to be fun to see this coming off season for the NFL for the draft because it's very QB centric. I feel like, and these QBs,
a lot of guys,
they can make a difference on a lot of these teams that we're seeing now. Play in the NFL, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun
I think about 2 or 3 of them could really, like we talk about Jaden Daniels, right? Like rarefied, but you have these mature quarterbacks that can come. I think Cam Ward can be like a Jaden Daniels, as far as I don't mean like playing like him, but just like
commanding the field.
You get good coaching and a good structure, and you just put a quarterback there. I think Cam Ward can do that. Jalen Monroe may need the perfect situation, I feel. And Carson Beck and Ewers, they can sit the first year. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
They could be like your Drake May. He's with the Patriots. He came from North Carolina. Sit the first year behind a veteran and then, learn the game. Because Beck can play, but I just, he's not dynamic enough.
Poor Brissett, man. He's getting banged up all over that field, man. It's crazy.
Because they're like, we ain't going to put Drake May behind this line. Like, we know we got a crappy line, right? So that was pretty rough for Brissett.
Yeah, man.
But interesting stuff with that. With the Heisman Watch, we're going to update that every week. And because, it's some exciting games every week. So, and like I said, props to Alabama. I was talking a lot of trash about Bill Rowe. And he showed up. So we want to transition to our final segment of the Night View show. We got the basketball segment. We're going to transition over there. We got a few things to talk about here. Let's see. Basketball views, as we say, as we transition from football to basketball. We always say ladies first around here. So we got the WNBA playoffs are going on right now, right? So it's a couple teams. We're down to the Final Four. Got the New York Liberty versus the Las Vegas Aces. The Aces are the defending champs. This is a rematch of last year's finals. Liberty versus Aces.
Yeah.
Best of 5. Best of 5 this round. Liberty takes it game 1. This is game 1. But Sabrina Ionescu, they call her playoff Ionescu now.
Yeah.
She dropped 21, and she had a really good game. And then Breanna Stewart does 34.
34 points is crazy.
And what we got? 34 and 5 off her. She needs to rebound a little bit better, in my opinion. But Breanna Stewart is a crazy weapon. Best of 5, little revenge, you feel, for the New York Liberty, Carlos?
So, well, first of all, I want to give you props, man. I'm loving these transitions when it comes to football and basketball, man. You got me vibing over here. But with the games, man, like first of all, shout out to Plum because she was going in on Spike. Spike was on the floor and they were going back and forth. There's a video going around. Yeah, they were going back and forth. I think I dropped it in the chat too, but it's pretty.
Plum put up 24 and 4. So shout out to Kelsey Plum. Yeah.
What I like about the WNBA is so that first round is best to 2 out of 3 games.
Best of 3.
Yeah, best of 3. I like how they changed that. Like I kind of wish some of that moved over to the NBA. I know we got more teams over there, is a little bit different, but I like this whole 2 first and then that, because now we're like these are the games we want to see now. We want to see
the best 4 teams. Yeah,
right. Like this is what we want to see, and Liberty came out with like you said with some vengeance. They hit him in the mouth. But if you learned anything these last couple seasons, and these last couple games that we've seen, the Aces are going to come back and they're going to regroup. And I mean, I don't know what were the stats for Asia today.
Asia was a little below her scoring, but she did get 21, only 6 rebounds, which is a little alarming because she's usually double, meaning the Liberty knows how to guard Asia Wilson.
Yeah. So I mean that's another thing. I don't see Asia having this type of game again. I see her having more of an explosive, who knows, maybe a 34-point game, maybe more.
34-17.
34-17, and then Plum just needs to stay that consistent. And here's the thing, Plum is one of those shooters. So a lot of these people don't know this because I know they're new. Like we're new to watching WNBA, but I've been doing my research and I'm always hitting you up. Yo, man, this game is crazy. You should check it out. They actually used to talk about Plum the way we are talking about Caitlin Clark when she came into the league. So like Plum is one of them players you don't want to get on her bad side. So you would think, Spike Lee after doing what he does with all the with Jordan and all them, like the little back and forths with the Knicks, like you would think he would know. I would not sleep on Plum. I think Plum's gonna have a major game next game. This was the first one. Liberty got it, but it was fun to watch. It was good basketball all around. I had a good time. So
yeah, these are again the top teams. We're gonna talk about the other matchup in a moment, but you got the 4 best teams are in the playoffs right now, the Final 4 right now. And so Liberty Aces, again, they were both in the finals last year. So this is a personal battle. Best of 5. So game 1 to the Liberty with the Aces. Game 2, is Tuesday, October 1st. So it's about just getting one. That's what we learned, just in basketball and period. You just got to get one on the road, go home, take care of your business, and then, you move on. So that's what the Aces championship medal, I think that's what they're going to, Asia Wilson can play better. And I think that's a scary thing for this, right? So Plum was there. Jackie Young is a solid guard, one of the best guards in the league. So if Asia plays give us 30 and 15, I think the Liberty if the Aces will take care of business in this game. So we'll see. We'll see. But I've been saying before, I like the Liberty team. I like what they're bringing. And I become more of a fan of Sabrina Ionescu, watching her play more.
Well, half of the Liberty was on Team USA, so we seen that on display, man. They're definitely a team you don't want to sleep on, and you got to give them your all. So
what I will tell people too, because we got more attracted to the WNBA because of the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, everything like that. Caitlin Clark's out of the playoffs, but it's like there are some really good teams and players still playing. I mean, obviously the Aces, they're back-to-back champs. Yeah. And then Liberty, they've been contenders for a couple of years. They got some of the best players, women's players in the world. So it's still worth watching these games. That's the best thing I can tell people. Basketball in general. You got some great shooters. These women's, they can shoot, man. And you got some where they're handling the ball like that. Like I keep saying it like this. Like they handle the ball like they're a dude. Like they
No, it's crazy. It's crazy you say that though, because so I watch a lot of these games on NBA TV, and after games they do a lot of like recaps or like documentaries and stuff like that, and they talk about the start of WNBA, and the New York Liberty was one of those teams that was established that won that championship, that first WNBA championship, and man, they've been around for a while. They have a great team, and yeah, it's fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch.
It's definitely worth watching. Like I say, I mean, hey, if you're a fan of basketball, if you just want to watch your favorite player, then maybe this ain't for you. But like, if you want to see like competitive basketball, it's not sloppy. I know one knock on women's basketball is if you see some of the the worser teams in the league where they're turning the ball over every play and missing layups and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. You want to see quality ball, but these two teams here, I mean, this is as quality as you get basketball, period.
To your point, I would say this because it's harder to see that type of ball with the men. I think it's because with the women, these teams are actually, I don't want to say even matched, but the competition level, it's more like they know how each other play. So that's why you see so much of the, if you want to call it quote unquote messiness, is because when you play like the same way with someone, you know what they're going to do. So you're expecting this. So now as a player, you have to learn how to play against that, how to play around that and be better. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a mindset that I've kind of been taking when watching these games, that it's like, damn, I'm seeing these players become elite because they're playing out of their comfort zone, which is where a lot of, when we're talking about NBA, if you're a shooter, you're going to shoot. And if you're a dribbler and a distributor, you're going to do that. To whereas these women are learning how to mix a bucket full of everything. So,
I'm excited to see the rest of the series. I was keeping my eye on the games today, and we're going to see what they do. Definitely going forward. So, very interesting stuff there with the WNBA. Yeah. Now we got another game.
This game was crazy.
We got, and I feel this was an upset actually. Connecticut Sun versus Minnesota Lynx. I was like, Minnesota Lynx actually may pull off the championship before the playoffs started. Yeah. You get to this game against Connecticut Sun. This is a team, Connecticut Sun, I was seeing as well that they were my favorites earlier in the season, and they kind of had a little, stretch. But the main thing with the Connecticut Sun, you got Alyssa Thomas, who's a triple-double machine. You got 17, 10, and 9. That's 9 assists in this situation. And she got enough scoring from Marina Mabry. She came over from your Chicago Sky. They traded for her.
That's my theory. My theory is if she would have stayed with Chicago Sky, we would have been seeing them in the playoffs.
We would have made the playoffs. Yeah. She's a top scoring guard. Marina Mabry is 20
defense, points. Everything. Crazy.
Yeah, she does everything. Her 3-point, she got 6 threes. I believe that's her. Yeah. So she was the difference really in this game because Alyssa Thomas is more of a defense. She's like a Dennis Rodman type.
Yeah.
But she sets up her team. And again, she's like gets a triple-double nearly every game. Marina Mabry is like your true scorer.
Yeah.
And she went out and balled and she talking crazy the whole time too. Like I like the competitiveness.
What's crazy with her is so I saw when she was on the Sky before she got traded and moved over to the Connecticut Sun. Watching the Connecticut Sun before getting a Mayberry, they needed her because they didn't have that go-to like with her. Like their elevation is just like crazy.
Yep. So with them still in this game, and this was in Minnesota, so they stole this game 1, Connecticut. So that's what we said. Just get one, right? Just get one on the road. You got 2 at home coming up after this next game in Minnesota. And the big difference with Minnesota, why I thought they were a contender potentially because of Nafisa Collier.
Yes.
She usually gets about 25 plus a game. They held her to 19 points this game.
Crazy.
And her best guard help is Kayla McBride. She only got 12 points. So, I mean, you see the stars didn't show up for Minnesota.
Yeah.
They showed up for Connecticut, and they have the heads up like best of 5. They win their home games, it's over. They're going to the finals.
And for those of you watching, like I want you to understand, like this score 73-70, like this is how it was the whole game. Like I was texting, so I was like, bro, like this is close.
I was watching, When you messaged me, I was watching. I had the football game, and I had the basketball on another screen. Yeah, for sure.
It was like back and forth, and I was like, okay. And then they started chirping at each other.
Mabry hit 1-3, and she just started like talking crazy. I was like, this is playoff. This is playoff ball. And that's why I say, if you're a fan of basketball, again, there are people that are fans of certain teams or players, and I get it. Yeah. You may not give women's ball a chance, and you don't have to. It's okay. But if you're a fan of basketball, you want to see this type of level of play where every possession counted, right, in this game. And when Connecticut got ahead and like they started sensing they're on the road, they got that momentum. That was a fun game to watch. This game was actually fun to watch.
Heck yeah, man. For sure. It was dope. It was dope, man.
Yeah. So looking forward to the next game with that. Let's see. Do I have that schedule? I don't know if they both play Tuesdays as well. So they're doing 2 games. So WNBA, this is interesting.
Nice.
And it's kind of cool for ratings too.
Yeah.
Do both games the same day, right? So you got the Aces and Liberty, which is the marquee game. Yeah, definitely watch Liberty. These are the best players in the world on those teams right there.
Yep.
And then Connecticut and Minnesota will come after them. And so you got 2 double headers every time they play. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, man. I see that Aces game. What you said Tuesday? I see that being Tuesday. We're gonna be hearing that for a while because they were mad. The Aces were mad after that game, man. Rightfully so.
Well, right, Aja Wilson, the defending MVP of the league.
Yeah,
you have to step up. Like I'm just saying, you didn't play your best game. I know 24-6 is probably good for normal people. You're freaking Wilson. You're the best player in the world. We need 30 and 15. That's what Shaq would say. Like we need 30 and 15. Game 2.
No excuses.
Or it's like, you're not the baddest in the world no more. And that's okay. Like, hey, maybe someone's better than you now. But you just got the MVP. Asia. So I'm saying you gotta tighten up and give us that 30 and 15. If you lose, at least we know you came out and you did your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I don't accept this. I don't accept what she did tonight. That's not the Aja Wilson I saw for the last 2 years at all.
I know a lot will say, she's riding the high. It's that first game. Nah, that's not an excuse. All right, you just got this big trophy. You said your thank yous to your team. It's time to ball out. All right,
you're the MVP. That was an MVP before. Kelsey Plum, like you mentioned, she showed up.
Yeah.
Jackie Young, your other like Olympic teammates, they showed up. Asia didn't. She not to the level that we expect. That's the thing. She had good numbers. It wasn't enough. It wasn't where it should be. Man.
Right.
Brianna Stewart busted you tonight. I'm just saying, like that's just what we saw, man. So you gotta bring it. Gotta bring it Tuesday. We definitely gonna talk about this more next week. WNBA. Our final topic, we want to bring up this jam-packed Sunday night views. Again, we cover all sports, all football, that's professional, college, all basketball, that's professional, college, and women's as well. We cover the women's. We got a little we're getting close to the NBA season.
Is that we're sniffing it?
Had a pretty interesting trade. Man. That I cannot wait to get your thoughts on this one, man. Just judging by the tone of your DMs, I was like, he has a lot to say about this. But people don't realize, the New York Knicks and T-Wolves, out of the dark, did a trade after Woj retires from scooping. So we had to rely on Shams now to get the stories. But the Minnesota T-Wolves trade Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. So T-Wolves gets Randle and DiVincenzo. Knicks get Cat.
What's your thoughts, man? The Wolves also got 2 picks off of this trade. So like the amount of like Merry Christmas. Here you go. Like, what are we thinking by the Knicks? Yes, okay. The Knicks, they got a little better because they got Karl Anthony Towns. And yes, I am a Heat fan. This is like me being so unbiased. like they didn't.
At least on this show, I'm sure your own videos you'll be biased. So.
Oh yeah. You know, but this is like this is the I don't want to say the worst trade, but like, and then I'm jumping around a lot. I understand that, but for the Wolves to think getting a Julius Randle, you know, DiVincenzo, he does ball out. He's not all-star, you know, caliber type of player,
role player.
But yeah, you know, he's a role player. But to think that having him next to Anthony Edwards is an elevation from losing Cat, I would have rather you got rid of Gobert and kept Cat with Anthony, and then add these other pieces. You know, like I feel like that would have been better. But this, like, what is Minnesota doing right now? Like this.
So this is what I think. Okay, I think this trade. I'm wondering what prompted the Knicks. Like, did Julius Randle want out? That's what I'm thinking. He wanted out.
So I'm hearing DiVincenzo wanted out. He didn't like the whole.
Serious?
He didn't like the whole. Yeah, he didn't like the whole. Bringing back the Nova crew back. That's what the rumors are supposed to be saying.
That's like backwards.
Exactly.
I don't want my crew. Okay,
but because I feel like DiVincenzo realizes the writing on the wall. You know, you have Bridges.
You're not going to have any minutes.
Yeah. You're going to be the guy coming off the bench no matter what.
What's the other guard? Let's see. I got
you got Bridges, Josh Hart, and
you got Anunoby, right? Which is
going
to take all of DiVincenzo's minutes. And I said Josh Hart is a baller. Mikal Bridges can play like 4 positions on the floor. So the writing was on the wall, I guess, for DiVincenzo. Like, yo, you're getting about 15 minutes a night, bro. Like, as far as this squad.
Randall, the Knicks were so desperate because they were just so tired. And I don't blame the Knicks for getting rid of Randall. Like, I would have got rid of Randall 3 years ago. I would have got rid of Randall.
This is my thing. Okay, so Randall,
trash.
He has to be in the right system. He's not trash. He's not trash. He's not trash.
Your Lakers fan bias is coming through, so I'm gonna be real with you.
Julius Randle. Now, if we just want to go off just stats, right? Just go off of stats. Julius Randle, 24-9-5. That's what he's an all-star level. Now, when you really need him in situations, that's arguable. But Julius Randle's not no bum out here. He's not a bum. Now, on that Knicks team, they probably needed someone that's going to stand in the corner and take a shot.
Yeah.
That's Karl Anthony Towns. You're getting like Brunson, he's going to have the ball 90% of the time, and he's going to kick it to shooters. He's going to kick it to Cat. Julius, you give him the ball, he's going to want to dribble and do. So it just didn't fit anymore. This team didn't fit.
Yeah. Okay. So with that point right there that you just said, right, about Julius, he's going to want to dribble, get a pick and roll, come out, and do all this. You got Anthony Edwards right there.
I'm glad you said that's what we both watched the T-Wolves in the playoffs here. That's what the T-Wolves need, is someone else that can create their own shot. That's literally what they need. Cat was over there hiding in the corner. And it's like, bro, I'm out here breaking fools down, dunking on everybody. I need a little help. Just a little assertiveness. And Cat's like, yo, I'm good. I'm in the corner. I'm chilling. That works with the Knicks. With the T-Wolves, you need someone like Julius Randle to say, yo, I'm about to just barricade to the rim and see what happens.
Look, I don't want to cave, man. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I don't see it. I don't see it working. I honestly.
So you think the Knicks won the trade though? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. For their system, for what they got, I think they did. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves, they didn't go up, but they didn't go down either. This was just a move that's like, it's gonna keep like I don't see them winning a championship with this team at all. And
well, I think they still need more shooting. Now, DiVincenzo, that again,
yeah,
we watched the T-Wolves, right? So
yeah,
against Dallas, the main thing they needed was just Ant and Conley. Like who else was like really making plays in the conference finals?
Yeah.
You needed someone else to either be assertive or you needed more shooting. DiVincenzo can give you some shooting in spots, but you still need like another, I don't know, like a 3-and-D guy or something to help.
But is that Randall? Is that Randall?
No, Randall is just like, okay, Ant, they're double teaming Ant. Who's going to be aggressive? Because you saw against the Mavs, no one, you don't want Mike Conley to take 20 shots. No, Conley wants
not
to
anymore.
set up other people. He's not that guy. He's never been that guy. But it's like he's a really good veteran. No, he's really good. I like Mike Conley, but you don't want him being assertive offensively. No, not at all. Julius Randle solves that problem. Now, am I saying they're going to be they're going to be back in the conference finals? That's not guaranteed. I think the Mavs going to find a way to get better. I think other teams, OKC, don't sleep on them taking another leap.
Yeah.
It's other teams that's going to do their thing. But Randall's not the answer, but I think he can be like, let me be aggressive to take the pressure off of Ant. So I like the move just for that. Actually, I actually like the move for Minnesota.
My thing,
Cat didn't show up in the playoffs, Carlos. That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree with you there. He didn't show up. But here's the thing: with the injury prone of what Randall is, like this man hurt when it matters most, and I feel like that is hindering the Timberwolves because, like. When they needed a guy most, like you're saying, they had Karl-Anthony Towns was there. He just mentally, I guess, wasn't in the game. but like, but like, I think really what this trade, and we're gonna see it early on, maybe even in training camp. Anthony Davis and Julius Randle is not one to stay quiet. He likes to talk his trash. He likes to make himself known in whatever team he's at. He likes to be that guy. This is going to be a coming to moment with Julius Randle. He's going to realize this ain't his team. Like this is Anthony Edwards' team.
That, and I gotta believe he's smart enough. Like they got his contract numbers here. He's getting basically $30 million a year, 2 years left. So he's going to play nice this season because next year is contract year as well.
Yeah.
And he wants that extension next year. So he's going to have to play nice and realize, okay, I'm the second option, clear second option on this team. There's no dispute. Because with the Knicks, he was like, I'm here before Brunson. Then Brunson comes here. He's taking over the team. I could see that being like an ego thing. I love watching Shaq's podcast, the big podcast.
Yep.
I definitely watched Shaq. And he had Penny on there, right? And he talked about Shaq was talking about how jealous he was of his teammates, his talented teammates. He was jealous of Penny, jealous of Kobe, right? He was actually cool with Wade the whole time, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That he had no problems with Wade at all. But it's like with Penny, he was just like, like, oh, they think they think you the best player. I'm the best player. They feed me,
Yeah.
That's a real thing. When you're talking about all-pro, all-star guys, you gotta be alpha. And Julius is an alpha. He's become an alpha. The better or worse. and so, but he has to realize this ain't your team, bro. I promise he had every problem with Brunson.
Oh,
just in his head. It's all in his head, though. That's what I'm saying. Not like a verbal thing. Yeah.
But you see it in the way he plays. And I feel like there's going to be times when, and it's just coming off of what he's done, in the Knicks. From what I'm saying, I'm going solely off of what I've seen. And it just feels like Anthony Edwards, he's going to take most of these shots. He's going to be the guy you draw these plays up for. And he's showing that he doesn't have that maturity level. We haven't seen it yet for him to take that step back and be like,
True.
Now, me thinking outside the box and me being very biased as a Heat fan, I see this move as I really don't think Anthony Edwards wants to be there long term. I feel like if they were to lose Anthony Edwards, you can be a decent team with a DiVincenzo, a Randall, and you're keeping Goldert, or Gobert, whatever his name is, the COVID outbreak guy. Having that core together, they're not going to be great, but they can still make some noise. I feel like this is something that I think a lot more people need to start looking into, because Anthony Edwards, since his breakout in Team USA, has said how he would love to one day be coached by Eric Spoelstra, the best coach in the NBA right now. And that's stats. That's not me saying that as a Heat fan.
You just happen to be a Heat fan. Okay.
Yeah, I just happen to be a Heat fan, and he's the best coach in the league, But
he's among the best. I'll give him that. He's among the best coaches. I'll give him that.
Yeah. So yeah, you can say it one more time. It's okay.
Among is the key word of that. But
I do think if that opportunity presents itself, I do think Anthony Edwards, if he gets frustrated enough with this new movement, because like I said, I don't think this is so much of a bad move, but I don't really think it's a good move at all either. I think they kind of just stay leveled at where they're at. I mean, yeah, you get a more versatile Karl-Anthony Towns. You get two people, you put them together, you get Karl-Anthony Towns. That's pretty much what we just got here. And so you're not moving forward, you're not moving backwards. But I do think, depending on how the mashup is, the mentality between the team, I think Anthony Edwards will ask out for this, and this will kind of save the team from breaking up.
With the Knicks, though, like I said, as far as Cat's fit, because we spent a lot of time talking about Randall and the T-Wolves, which I think is important, because again, the dynamic, he's going to have to realize. Yeah, again, it's the Ants team, and we'll see how that goes. But with Cat on the Knicks, I think this fits him perfectly. I think Cat will have one of his best seasons, because the pressure literally would not be on him at all. Like we put up the lineup here, potential lineup. I mean, you're talking about Brunson. You got Mikal Bridges coming over. Yeah, and Anunoby was taking a major leap before he got hurt. I say Cat's a third or fourth option, actually. You're not posting up Cat.
No, not at all.
You saying spot up, or if we swing it to you, you can make plays. He puts the ball on the floor as well. Cat's going to have his freest season ever. He's going to play as free as ever.
I think the best way to utilize Cat in this situation is have him on the pick and roll, and then have Brunson. You have Brunson on the top of the key. You have that Karl-Anthony Towns coming for a pick. And then you have all these weapons around them to either distribute, or you just kick it right to Towns, and Towns can shoot a three, or he can dunk the ball for you. So,
Cat's going to be an all-star this year. I'm just going to say it right now. Again, I'm not saying he's the focal of the organization. No, Cat's not. We've seen enough in Minnesota. You go in Minnesota enough years, we'll realize, are you really built? Like Kevin Garnett was built for that. Right, and Kevin Garnett went and got a championship after that. Kevin Love wasn't really built for the main focal, but he could fit in, to a LeBron team. LeBron is prime, Kyrie Irving, and win a championship. Right? What is Cat coming from Minnesota? Right? Like that's the narrative. Like, fit in. You could be a Kevin Love. I could totally see Cat transition like that.
Pick and pop.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe you're not getting 25 and 12. Maybe you're just getting 20 and 9 now, right? But you still can make an all-star team, because your team's going to win 50-plus games. Mikal Bridges is the biggest thing with this Knicks team. Getting him, he erases everything, I feel. And then Anunoby, if he's really going to be that guy.
If he stays healthy, yes. Yeah.
Right. If he's going to be healthy and give you 17 to 19 points a night and play lockdown defense, then this team is very scary, especially for your Heat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the Knicks. We're never scared of the Knicks. With this team, what I will say is they do even each other out to where when it comes to the responsibility, definition that we like to put on a lot of these, players. Anunoby was that. He would have games where he looked amazing. Then he would have games where he didn't show up. Yeah. So now with having a Karl-Anthony Towns, having a Malik Bridges, having Josh Hart there, he doesn't have to do too much, but when he does do something, you're going to notice it. It's kind of like how Harrison Barnes was with that championship team with the Warriors, where you didn't need him to score so much, but when he did, it made a difference.
With this team, I feel obviously Brunson's the one, right?
Yeah,
and I don't mean just the position. I mean he's the star of the team. He's the MVP candidate. I think he's gonna have his best season ever as well. I think he's gonna do like 28 and 12 a night. I think that's what he's gonna do with this team. Mikal Bridges, I feel like he's never like settled in on being like a number 2 guy. Like and this is what I mean. I ain't saying mentality. I'm saying he's okay with disappearing. Like Mikal Bridges disappears, and then he'll show up and have his raw talent. With the Suns, he was a number 3. They got rid of him for Kevin Durant. With the Nets, they needed him to be a true 1 or 2, and he never like settled into that.
He had a great season. He just he never
wasn't consistent. So with these Knicks, what I'm saying, Mikal Bridges has to be more of a 2 than Anunoby, especially for health reasons. But because Cat's proven he can't be a true number 2 in the playoffs. We watched this. He's talented. He's not number 1 for sure, and he hasn't been like a consistent number 2 either.
Say with Bridges, if he plays his cards right and he does show up like how you're saying, he has a potential. Again, I'm not comparing the way they play, just the impact they had on the team. So when KD went to the Warriors, all KD had to do was literally catch and
play
shoot
his game.
Where I feel like if Bridges plays his cards right and actually just shows up, that's all he has to do because of the talent he has around him. All he would have to do is catch and shoot. And then if he gets guarded, you got Karl Anthony Towns, you got a Brunson, you got a OG.
It's funny. Only because of the analogy you use, I think the person that's mainly coming in and just catching and shooting is Cat. Is Karl Anthony Towns. Like he's the one. I look at Mikal Bridges more like a Iguodala type of guy on this team. Where he's going to guard the best team, other team's player, and he still has to give you like 17 to 20 points as well. And he has that ability. He has a shot as well too. And really, it's arguable the Phoenix team before Durant, that was a team that went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was with him
and Chris Paul was on that team.
So and then you get Durant, and it's like they took a step back actually. So my point is with Mikal Bridges is that he really has to be that number 2 because I don't trust Anunoby's health. Anunoby has the ability. He had games in the playoffs. I was like, oh, is he ready? To be that guy?
Is it his time?
Yeah, and that'd be great if he takes that jump. But one of those 2 has to be a clear, because Brunson in the playoff pressure, he's going to get triple teamed now, right? That's when we saw the Pacers start triple teaming this man. Then he broke his hand, like trying to do everything by himself. So
now that's crazy.
When that happens,
that's crazy you say that because I feel like what we're saying is what should happen. Now having Thibodeau as a coach, we've seen that he runs his players to the ground, and he's a traditional coach to where you're gonna see Karl Anthony Towns be that guy down low. He's not gonna be the guy that we need him to be, or y'all need him to be.
I wonder, does Cat really have that post game? We haven't seen it. He hasn't
when he first started, we saw a little bit, but nothing like out of this world, But
if he does that, like if Cat is like, yo, I'm good getting 15 and 7.
Like
this would be scary because then it's like you have everybody buying into their roles. With the potential.
My whole thing is that like I wouldn't choose Karl Anthony Towns over a Bam Adebayo or there's a lot of bigs I would put before Karl Anthony Towns' name because of the fact that just because of the fact that he said this he would rather shoot a 3-point shot than be down low, and it's like, do you see the size that you are?
like Cat should be spoken upon like Anthony Davis, but he's not. Anthony Davis is proven, right?
Yes.
Anthony Davis gave us a couple of healthy seasons. And okay, Anthony, you're great for the Olympic team as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not questioning Anthony Davis no more. Cat, you should be in that conversation, but it just for some reason you're not.
Yeah.
You're just not. You know what I mean? So you're pretty much, again, I think third option. I don't see him, being a difference. Like, I just think, hey, you're going to hit a key three. You're going to make a key play. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what he is. A talented big man who's not alpha at all.
Basketball season needs to start already. Just
this is going to be, this is going to be great when the NBA season start because, like, there's going to be a lot of storylines, obviously, with the league. That's next month. So the end of next month, the 22nd, it starts. So we're going to, on Night Views here, we're going to be talking about, obviously, the preseason and everything with that, as far as what's going on with the NBA season. And I'm going to be having a lot of Lakers videos as season starts as well. It's going to be a little different flavor when the NBA comes on my Still Up to a Sports channel for sure. So we're going to round this one out, this Night Views, this jam-packed Sunday show. Again, we told you, we give y'all football, basketball, professional, college, women's, everything that we do on Sundays. And then during the week, check out all of our platforms. I have my, again, Still Up to a Sports YouTube channel, links in the description. If you're watching this on a Night Views channel, all our links are in the description. Check out Carlos' Real Talk Productions channel on YouTube and on X Twitter as well. Still Up to a Sports, X Twitter. Power Rankings, NFL Power Rankings, new edition this Tuesday coming up. We're going to be dropping that. I've really come to drop that more on, like I said, it'll be Tuesday. I want to wait till the Monday games are over, and then I try to, get it out as soon as possible on Tuesday. It's gonna be some movement. I'm
telling you, man. I'm having some fun with it now. I got the Twitch channel rolling, so it's like it's a lot. It's cool. It's easier for me to move things around. So yeah, man, I'm having fun with my responses.
Cool. Yeah, no, that was really cool. Hear your thoughts on it. If people realize we was doing a Tuesday show before, just scheduling, it just we had to kind of lighten the load a little bit. Yeah. But right now we're doing everything on Sunday. But like I said, on our individual platforms, Carlos is doing a lot during the week, outside of this. So definitely check out his reactions. Like I said, my power rankings. And I'm kind of putting, like I was talking about the same old Cowboys, I'm kind of going to put more of my segments in the power rankings. I'm going to kind of put that all in one, one thing. That's kind of easier for me. And definitely have some new tier rankings this Tuesday as well. You mentioned you were doing your reactions. What else you got coming forward, Carlos?
Well, actually, right after here, I'm gonna be jumping on Twitch and I'm gonna be doing a live, like I guess, watch along reaction to the Penguin episode 2 tonight. I'm actually excited. That's why I got the Batman bucket right here. So that. Yeah, I mean, I did power last week, and I'm just kind of rolling to the wheels fall off, and Twitch hasn't stopped me to having it, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. So yeah, man. Then I do a little cuts and stuff like that, reactions that's coming with all sports, and so yeah, man, a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, man. Having a lot of fun.
Cool. I'll have to update the description, get your Twitch link. I know you tweeted it out, so I'm gonna capture that, and so y'all can catch Carlos. All his platforms, man. Like I said, the NFL season just getting started. NBA season. I just feel NBA season is going to be just like another level.
I think it's going to be a bombshell, dude. I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Like you said, the storylines, the conversations that we're going to be having. Yeah, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably figure out another night to do night views when the basketball season's going on. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out something with that, man. But right now, Sunday works for us right now. Is Sunday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, pretty much towards the end of the NFL Sunday night game. And then we touch on not just football, but basketball as well. Again, men's, women's, professional, college as well. So we're going to close this one out. It's for myself, Sil Abdul. CeeLo's here when we do that sports stuff. And again, Tuesday Power Rankings coming up. Check out all of Carlos' reactions as well.
Yes,
Get out of here, man. Much love.